Why is that the topic? But you see, I think you got the gist. This is how I started. I don't even say let's go so I can get you comfortable. But it's going, it's rolling.
Oh, it's recording right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm not going to tell you what I'm drinking.
Why not? We want to know, because why don't I have it?
Because, you don't drink sweet tea. There's too much sugar in it.
That one doesn't have sugar in it.
There's sugar in it.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, you should have told me. I just didn't think, I judged you. Although I know you can't, that's something you can't say these days.
Am I surprised? You're always judging me, so.
For the good. I don't want sugar in you. I want to preserve the last bit of the most, healthiest people we have in the world.
Oh, God. Anyway, good to be here.
Thanks so much
live.
for coming. I know you complain about driving. It's not that far, but I really appreciate you taking the time off. I know you could be here, but you're here with us. So
here with y'all. We're missing one person, but
I'll represent.
No
today.
problem.
I have all the questions because I've known your crazy self for a long time.
And I was not prepared for this, so I don't know.
You had a week to be prepared.
For what? I don't even know what you're gonna ask me.
We just gonna talk. We're having a conversation. We always talk. With all the mics in front of us. So
we're
now
always
we get
fighting. I don't know about talk.
Yeah. Now we get a chance to let the world know how crazy you are.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Crazy?
So,
never.
But we're gonna have a good conversation.
Bet.
How was you say you just came from church?
Yes.
I know you told me you prayed for me.
Yes, I did. But you didn't trust me. You say that I was lying.
I did not say that. I just said I made a comment. I said, do you know it's not good to say you pray? To lie to somebody. If you did, I was just reminding you that if you were telling me the truth, because it was just so, it was just so set up. I said, hey, did you pray for me at church? Yes, I did.
I did not say yes, I did. What did I say? I said I asked God to what?
To bless me,
to save your soul.
To save my soul. Oh, that's praying for me. What's wrong with my soul?
I was being funny with you.
What church you go to again?
I go to Covenant Church.
That's why you think my cup is Covenant. I would never drink iced tea in a Covenant Church cup because that's not good. Again, it's sugar. I know there's a verse in the Bible that talks about taking too much sugar, when why it's not good for why sugar is not good for you.
Should we Google that first?
I'm sure there's something related to that.
I know, but when you're fasting.
Exactly.
You're not supposed to eat certain things.
Exactly.
But you can pour. It's just a cup. Yeah. But I respect your spirituality. We're talking about the symbol on your cup.
I know, but I'm trying to emphasize that this cup, I cannot disrespect the word of God that way by putting sugar in a cup, especially you said it says about it in a what did you just say?
I said fasting. I don't know about not eating sugar completely, but
yeah. No, but these are the new cups that they sell, the recyclable. It's probably 10% recyclable, but I like them because they don't make you feel like you're drinking out of a plastic cup. It's not plastic, it's like aluminum.
So this is like a bougie replacement for a red cup?
Yeah, I guess Walmart can say that just to add $10 more to their red cups.
Oh.
But it keeps the water and my sweet tea cold. So I like them.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and they're reusable.
Oh.
So, but I always, every now and then I throw them away.
I didn't know that. I haven't been in Walmart in a long time.
I stay in Walmart.
Yeah,
I know you've been in Target though.
I haven't been in Target in like 4 months.
So where do you shop?
I haven't been shopping.
So what are you doing? Your house is empty?
Pretty much.
What?
I went shopping yesterday for the first time after like months.
Ah.
I literally bought like 9 items.
Where did you go?
Huh?
Where did you go shopping?
I went to Kroger.
Oh, okay.
Bought 9 items.
Literally.
I was like, what the heck? Why is this amount of money for these 9 items? Things are expensive now.
They're very expensive. But gas is low today. I just got some gas just now.
Yesterday was low too.
Yeah, by 2 cents. But you can see the difference.
It's not $6 because they did say that they're predicting it to be $6.
Just a couple of weeks ago, I think I filled my tank with, it was about $107.11. I made sure to take a picture so I can show my grandkids. But again, by then it might be $1,000. I never know. But
you never know.
But
you have a truck, so.
But still, the only reason I bought a truck in Texas because I was like, Texas, everything's low cost of living.
You're trying to fit in?
No, look at all this. I have to carry stuff. I'm constantly carrying stuff back and forth. But then I
see you in a Jeep more than a truck.
I drove a Jeep. A Jeep, it's not comfortable.
Oh, it's not?
I think it's a look thing. Even when we went to when I was in Hawaii, we rented 2 Jeeps, but then it's not comfortable. I don't even know how. It's very small inside too. So I did even when I've rented one too when I was here, and I had my dog in there, and she looked.
You have a dog.
She looked uncomfortable. Whereas in my truck, she can just spread her legs.
Yeah, you deserve a truck now. I forgot about your dog.
Yeah, I deserve a truck before the gas situation. So
everybody was a truck, right? I'm like, enjoy, enjoy.
So now it's a chance to get a
Tesla?
Electrical vehicle. Pay $60,000 to Elon Musk so you can save on gas. Look at that logic.
You might as well. I mean, everybody's getting Teslas nowadays.
Yeah, but it's not cheaper. That's the thing. That's the thing. It doesn't make sense.
It's cheaper.
It's definitely not, because you're paying. Okay, because you have to charge it like a cell phone pretty much every night.
Yeah, I see that. Like, so I live close to North Park Mall. Mm-hmm. So like right there, they have like people like underground where people go to charge their Teslas.
The charging station.
And I have a friend who has a Tesla, and I was asking questions like, so if you are going to go on a road trip, like,
I get it. My brother Marlon has a Tesla now, so it's cool. I mean,
I've been inside a Tesla. I've been inside.
The thought of owning it is cool, and I get it. I mean, it's the future. I mean, that's why we have to move, but more people have to have them so they can be more affordable. But I just feel like fossil fuel and just gasoline is just a long ways, because people just think of gas to think of cars. Gas is used for a lot. Oil in general is used for a lot of things other than gas. Gas is like the list of the things that we use. Yeah. It's just what we know. But it's cool. But even when I thought about it, I had that rush, like, oh my gosh, now I want to get one. But then when I was around them every now and then, I was like, I don't know if I can keep up with this. It's just, at least right now, it's not something I'd enjoy. Like even sitting on a charging station for 2.5 hours, I'll just pay the $70 and keep moving. So
that's the part for me. Like when I had to, with my friend, like we had to go, it's, I have to charge my car. Let's go chill. I was like, wow, this is weird. Like it was all these Teslas and they were all chilling in their cars. I'm like, this is the most, I would not be able to do that. And I couldn't. Everybody has this hype about a Tesla. Mm-hmm. I got inside one. Yeah, it's cool to look at. Would I own one? No.
I think right now, yeah. I also think being, I don't know how to say this, being
away.
Zimbabwe or being African of African descent, we have there's this mentality about just we get it, we get this scam behind it, because we look at things for what it is. I'm just being honest. It's very. I mean, it's a good. The idea is good. Somebody had to start it because things are very. Gas, for example, right now, and that's where the world is going. But right now, current state, just that's why I gave the example, like pay $60,000. Because if you get a loan, the average American, let's say, or anybody, let's say their credit is about not even $600 or $700. $700. 700 credit line. That's actually in today's time, that's perfect credit. For $60,000 to get a loan for that, without putting money down, you're not getting it for less than $600 a month. It's just simple math. It's just what it is, and most people who own them are leasing them, like even you know what I'm saying. So it's like, so you're paying this amount, even if you pay $400 a month, let's just say, for the and then you have to charge. The charging stations are not cheap. They're like cheap, but they're like
something, right? Isn't something cents?
Yeah, but then you charge, and then your electricity too, it goes on electricity. I did the calculation. It's a little bit, it's a lot less than. But then there's time, because you are charging it every single day, every day. So when you calculate, it still comes to the same thing.
So I have a question. More. So like, let's say you're not driving it or anything. Does it stay like? Does it go down or it stays? Yes, it goes down. It goes down less, but it's just like it is. It's like a cell phone. Like a cell phone.
You'd rather just keep it on the charger, so it keeps the charge on.
No,
so it's like, but when it's fully charged, it stops charging. You don't necessarily have to charge it all night if you're not driving it, but it's still a lithium battery or whatever type of battery it is. So it still needs to keep getting charged. So it's the same concept, So, but
I don't even like charging my phone like for that long. So
exactly. So and then because you gotta remember the thing about it. everything in there is using a battery. The radio, the AC, the charger. When you're charging your cell phone, everything is using the same battery. So, whereas when you have a gasoline car, it's almost like it's hybrid. You're using your battery to charge your cell phone, but you're also using gas to move the everything else. So it's kind of but of course, eventually I would want one. I mean, if I was to get
I see
one,
you getting one.
of course I'm gonna get one. But when the time is right, I'm very cheap.
Yeah. Are we gonna go there?
What? Don't embarrass me like that. What do you mean? I like to purposely use my money.
Purposely use my money.
You know,
you want to be smart about your money.
Because growing up, because growing up I've spent money on I've wasted money. Yeah,
I think everybody goes through a phase where they waste
money.
Oh
no, mine was phased with 7 Z's, not even an S, because I spent some money. so, yeah, I mean, I'm not cheap though. I take that because my mom wouldn't like. You shouldn't put stuff, to the what do they call it?
You shouldn't speak it into
existence. Cheap, broke. You
shouldn't, especially broke. I don't even say that.
Yeah, nah. I just say I'm financially disabled right now. so
I'm out of funds for the second.
But I will get one. If I was to get one, of course, when you driving a truck makes you feel. I'm a lot more comfortable being high than being low. So I feel like when I drive a smaller car, I don't even know. It just doesn't feel right for me. I feel like somebody's gonna squeeze me. So if I have to get one, I would get the truck version. I don't
like the shape of those cars.
I don't know why they do that with electric cars. Because even Ford, even their new truck, I don't know if it's there's a reason, maybe aerodynamics or if there's a science behind it.
They look ugly outside.
They look weird. Yeah, they look weird.
I'm sorry to everybody who owns a Tesla, but it looks ugly.
The other models look good. I mean, the
truck looks ugly.
That's what I want. I actually put how they did the I think was it like a pre-order or something like that. I put some money down, but that thing is gonna be almost 110,000 starting off. I'm probably not gonna buy it. You better come when life is good, but at least it's refundable. You only put like $100 down. It wasn't something bad.
Oh.
I just say I'll take my $100 back. Trust me.
You know, I took my $100 back.
I'll take it back. So,
yeah, my dream car is not a Tesla.
But I mean, everything is moving electric. I have an electric scooter.
Yeah, you like riding
one wheel,
those,
but it's the same concept too. That's why I say it's the same thing. Like I charge it at night, it just goes front and backwards. But it's the same motor. The same rules apply to a Tesla with charging. It's the same with that too. You don't want to charge it to 100% because that'll kill your battery. It's the same with Tesla. You set it up to a mode where it gets updates. Tesla gets software updates, and the car will not move if the updates even. It's weird, but it's like you said, you've been in one, so I do like.
It's pretty cool. Like I've been in one.
It's
cool. It's fascinating, but I don't know. Maybe I'll grow into it. Right now, I'm not. Right now, still, I'm just my vision is a G-Wagon, but it's not a Tesla.
Oh gosh, it's the same reason why I'll stay where I am. Because G-Wagon. I was talking about G-Wagons too. I mean, actually, before I go there, what I was gonna say is that with everything, the way everything is moving now, I feel like Tesla was just the first company to do it, right, to move forward with it. And now with a lot of companies adopting, like Kia, Ford, those companies have worked with in the car industry before. So now they just say, okay, thank you, we take it from here. So now you're going to really see.
But they're still struggling with that.
They're still struggling, but I think they're getting better because Ford is very good. Their truck is really good. They have I forgot the name of the model. That one actually looks normal, like a regular car. Mm-hmm. It still has some weird lights at the front, but that one is going to be, I forgot what it's called. Marlon was talking about it. It's also going to be, electrical car money cost, but I think that's going to be the breaking point now. They're going to start, because then I think they have a Mustang too coming in electrical. So I think when those car companies adapt, because they have bigger plans, they've already been in the car industry.
Yeah, they've been in the car industry, but I think their struggle is having the charging part.
Exactly, yeah. But I think when they get that together, I mean, Tesla is firing people and they're hiring them, and it's a cycle. So they're going to get. But they are saying, my mom was telling me that in England they're actually predicting to be using like fully electric cars, not fully but mostly electric cars. I don't know by what year, but it's very soon. California too. I think it's called Vision 2025 or something like 2024. They won't allow any dealerships to sell gasoline cars. So the future I know is there, but it's just right now it doesn't make sense for my pockets.
Nothing makes sense for my pocket.
Speaking of G, were you the one over there talking about G-Wagons and stuff? Mercedes is a nice electrical car to coming, but it's a small car again, so it's the same concept.
Like a sports car?
It's a luxury sedan, but it's that one is nice. I think it almost looks like it would talk to you. So they have to go over the top, but I know they can't beat the G-Wagon. That's a very nice truck,
You're out of words.
I'm out of words. I can't because they just set a standard for where I'm thinking, man, I gotta buy this G-Wagon when I get settled with this person that I've been trying to get to. So that's why I got stuck. I'm starting to calculate money now. So how long is it gonna take me to afford this? Whoa, you call it cheap stuff with a G-Wagon? Nah, but it's cool. It's cool.
So what else? What are those questions you got for me?
Questions? I mean, we're having conversation.
I thought you actually had questions written down.
Man, my brain is so big. It's all up in my mind. I'm not even going to be able to do it. What I was going to say, actually, speaking of Elon and Tesla, have you been on Twitter? Are you on Twitter?
No, I'm not on Twitter.
Okay, stay away from Twitter.
I left Twitter like 5 years ago.
Oh, okay. Because I know Elon was about to buy it. And
he left. Like, he didn't buy it.
Yeah, and that right when Twitter was getting ready to be fun, because some of us really respect our freedom of speech. I've always got in trouble. I'm on the verge of that. Those are the kind of questions I was gonna ask. Instead of saying, "What do you think? What do you think about this?" I slowly slide in. You know what I mean? So
I'm not on Twitter, but I read about it.
Yeah.
I read stuff about that because of stocks, but that's what I'll be doing. Like, oh, snap.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny that it's become the our news. I can't even say that's where we get all our news from, but that's really where we get it from.
What, Twitter?
Twitter is like really controlling the narrative, because even if you think about it, this whole freedom of speech and stuff, it always goes back and centers to what people are saying on Twitter. But that's just social media.
Wait, is Twitter still out of all the social media platforms? I remember Twitter was the one where you could post stuff without having to sense anything and pictures, videos.
That was the goal with Elon trying to get it, because he uses Twitter a lot, so he's big on all these people, these lobbyists. They're big on freedom of speech because they can do whatever they want. But yes, it's yes and no. It was that way, but because the problem is that with the advertisements and the people who actually fund, because Twitter, they don't make money. They don't generate like everything else. Social media generates revenue from ad funds, so advertisements and stuff like YouTube, everything. That's why Facebook is free, because the companies are the ones that are paying. So the thing with that, it causes bias, because now if I'm advertising on that platform, and I'm for the I gotta be careful, but this such as life is an open it's an open podcast. But let's say I'm for the gays, or I'm not against the gays or anything like that, I'm gonna feel like I have a say. If I'm if I'm spending money, that's where the issue is, and that's why Elon was trying to get it, because he understands that a lot of the politicians and stuff like that are actually running Twitter. They're telling him what to do, and everything. If something gets controversial, they remove it from Twitter and this stuff. So that's kind of but it's interesting, but it's because that's just center stage. That's what everybody can see. But yes, Twitter is kind of the place where you can put anything and it's not censored. So if you get angry today, just go out there and say, and you find out. I remember
Twitter was crazy. It's still crazy, because I still get to see some stuff off of Instagram. People be like, yo, Twitter is a different world. And then you see all these comments and you're like, whoo, people really say whatever they want on there.
Yeah. But word on the street is that Twitter is actually run by Democrats. It favors the Democrats. So that's where the big issue, I mean, they just don't say it, but that's where the big issue is, because the owner, apparently the previous owner, Jack Dorsey, who actually owned Twitter, people were saying of course he said he was liberal. He didn't. It's all politics. It's at the end of the day, it's a business. That's all. It's just a business. So with business, the government is involved, so they have to pick sides. It all started when they banned Trump. But then, but then banning Trump from the platform, everybody thinks, okay, well, why? Because he's a Republican. I mean, Trump has it at his times, you know. So you know, here these things
But
that
he
he said.
used to go off though on there.
Yeah, but I miss him now, you know, because now it's like boring. There's nothing you hear that.
He
you know,
said he's coming back.
there's nothing like
He's coming back.
Yeah,
he's coming back for y'all. He's not done.
Honestly, I never really because of the type of personality I am. Even when everybody was getting crazy and stuff, I never really. He never bothered me because the way I look at stuff like this is just that there's billions of people. There's no way one person can control that. It's mind games. You know, like you can expect like, okay, yeah, the economy, like like what's happening right now. They're saying Biden is the one, you know, because gasoline and everything is going up because Biden's the president. But Biden doesn't even know who I am. You know, it's just like one person is not really gonna. You can be racist on there. You can say anything. But it's up to me to keep, you know, the news is the problem. You know, feeding into all that information because news is fake.
It's all like
it's all entertainment. You know,
news is like they tell you what they want you to hear,
exactly,
not the truth. And also, it's controlled.
It's controlled.
And sometimes they bring attraction to a specific thing when something else is happening behind the scenes because people are attracted to that. So you're just gonna be like stuck on this one thing, but bigger issues are happening.
It's like the Kardashian effect. It's like I never understood that until because right now it's still the biggest channel, but it's the same example. Like it's just how media is. Like when you know there's something that came out like or this news magazine leaked another episode of a film or whatever. This happened like 600 years ago. Like, you know, the Ray J situation.
Which one? Oh, Ray J. Oh,
there was something that circulated on one of the episodes recently that this company is advertising that they have a part 2. Who wants to see that? She's like 75 now. I don't want to see that. Like, who cares? I mean, nobody cares anymore. I mean, that was like years ago. It's like, but even like
when it came out.
Yeah, but I'm saying the fact that she mentioned it because when you go into production, you have to record it because she put that as an episode where she's crying. What if my daughter sees it? Oh my God, she's not good. But then when the daughter is 18, she's gonna see this episode. You approved it for them. If you really didn't want it to go out there, you'd have slashed it. So it's the same concept with the news but that's something we didn't know. You know, we you know, I just found out wrestling was fake like 2 weeks ago.
What? You just found out that was fake?
I thought Hulk Hogan was a real. Hey, you know I'm old school, man.
You found out just 2 weeks ago. That was, you know what? When I moved here, that was the first thing that broke my heart.
Oh yeah, that's
when I found out. Like, it's fake. I was like, what you mean? This is fake.
My thing is, are the spectators even today? Do they know it's real? Or maybe the kids don't. Because it's big business.
It's big in Texas.
It's
you know?
big in the world.
Yeah,
still.
but especially in Texas, that's why they do all these things.
So they actually, so people who go and watch it live, do they know?
They know it's fake.
Wow.
You even see that it's fake in live. Like, what do you mean?
Oh my God.
But I heard that. I mean, I don't know if this is true, but the oldies, like the Hulk Hogan's and the, what's his name? Ric Flair? Is that
Ric Flair.
Yeah, all those oldies.
A lot of people don't know
like, those ones, it was still somewhat real. They were not really full on fake like how it is now.
Yeah.
But now it's really fake. It's fake.
Bad. Jack Paul is about to be on it too.
Oh.
Anybody can do it now if you get a following. It's all about numbers. It's a numbers game. So yeah, especially people like I can't say our age, but people like in my generation. What is that supposed to say to men? I mean, like,
you are the one who said something, not me.
No, but I'm saying. Oh God, listen. Okay, I'll say people in my generation. I fit in right there in the middle where this social media and the internet, like I'm in the middle, so it's like I'm 50-50. Some things I don't understand. Some things I can adapt. Some things I can just, it is what it is. But whereas, people like I can say my dad, certain things that they really don't understand about it, because even he still watches news. So I can't sit and explain to him that, man, you're being brainwashed. I can't tell him that. Like, he literally called me yesterday asking me, he was telling me that, he's paying almost, I don't know, $400 for cable. I don't know. Whatever.
What is he paying for?
I don't know. He's like, I was like, the fact that you're still paying for cable today.
I don't even have cable.
Then it made sense when he was like, he's going to call me because somebody told him he could get the Fire Stick and all this stuff. and you could get free TV and stuff. I said, what do you want to watch free TV for? He's like, no, I want to watch CNN. I said, that's what you should not be watching. CNN. So he's paying all this money just to watch CNN.
Yeah.
So they can tell my bed is going down in Africa. Such is life.
Such is life, for real. Because that's what they know. That's what they grew up watching.
Yeah.
And that's why they were getting all the news for everything. So.
Yeah, I get it. That's why I said, I fall in half and half. So it's the same thing. Even like my brother Marlon, when he does his vlog, there's certain things where like the camera just comes out. I'm like, hey, I don't like this shot. But with them, it's natural. He doesn't care. Yeah. So it's like I'm still trying to get used to that. I'm sitting there and I'm a thinker. All of us, at least maybe because I'm also, African, they just do us, which is a good thing. It's kind of a bad thing to be, to always think into stuff, like, because then you never get it, and it's like being exactly, because being a perfectionist, like.
I used to be like that.
Yeah,
but that's the upbringing. It's the whole thing. The upbringing. It's like you're expected. It took a little therapy. I had to go to therapy to just, go through a lot of things.
I can tell. What do you
mean? Yeah. What do you mean?
That is such a hard time to keep you in line.
Excuse me?
You're the last of breed right now, so trust me, I understand. I was like,
what is this supposed to mean?
I have to deal with you, so I understand.
First of all, let's get it right, guys. When he says that, you make it seem like you deal with me every day. That's not the case.
Well, that makes it worse, because the only time I have to deal with you, I have to understand. You're a lot of work.
Wow.
Just getting you come on this podcast took all my energy all week. I just couldn't wait for you to get here because I had to plan. I had to make sure, the room, the AC is good, it's the right temperature.
That has to do with you.
I was like, man, and then we start talking about cars and she goes straight to G-Wagon, and I knew my place in this world.
Can I not have dreams?
They'll come true. Unfortunately, not with me.
It's okay.
Nah, I'm kidding. But I get it. It has a lot to do with upbringing. Mm-hmm. Right now we have the inflation kids coming out, the
the COVID
babies, freedom of speech babies. So it's a different. We have a lot of the 2000s. It's funny. I was reading this. There's something going on about I don't know if you know this basketball player Tyler Hero. He plays for Miami. He's like he's always in the news because a lot of the all the sports, professional sports, a lot of things are young right now, so you have a lot of 20-year-olds, 19-year-olds.
Which story is this?
He has, he just kind of took a picture of himself with showing his tattoo, and it looked like his artist. I don't know if they made a mistake or, but anyway, the point of his story is that he had the year 2000 on his chest. That's when I realized, I was like, man,
he's old. A baby. Yeah, that's what I've been figuring, because I have my two cousins. They were born in 2000.
Oh my God.
Grown.
Man, they're ready to get married.
One of them, he followed me on Instagram 2 months ago, and he didn't have pictures or videos.
You're actually uncomfortable to see what he's posting.
But he started posting because it's like a fitness thing in school, at his school.
Yeah.
And he posted, and I was like, oh my God. When you look at someone that you were babysitting, and you're like, you got muscles? You got a six-pack?
And you washed him too, probably one time.
I used to bathe him. I used to bathe him. I used to change his diapers.
Oh my God.
Now he's muscular. Now he's tall.
That's how it is.
And I'm like, dang, I'm old.
Of course. How you think I feel when I talk to you? I met you when you're wearing two left shoes in the same fit.
I was about to raise my finger at you.
And now you are, you're a young lady, you have your own place, you have your own thing going on. I'm like, okay.
Grown. You got it. You should be proud, We're supposed to be moving forward, not backwards.
I feel like I'm being on the same line for the last 3 years.
Where?
Same line. I don't know. I'm not moving forward or backwards. I'm just neutral.
I get what you're saying. At that point, you just need to park and just relax at the position you're at.
Nah, but yeah, you're right.
What about did you hear the story? I don't know her name, but she's a basketball player.
Oh, Brittany.
I I don't know her name.
She's the one who's in Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
What's your take on that?
It's weird because
then now they want to exchange.
Yeah, I get it, but it's just like, why her?
Yeah.
And how did she even get herself into that position? I'm sorry, this mic is like in my face, but I didn't think about it. It's okay. It's bothering me. But what was I saying? Yeah, she is.
It's unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate, but I don't know. I think she was just unlucky.
She was, like that one thing, like when you're traveling and you're somebody who like smokes vapes. It's just, and everybody like has gone through their own little phase of like these little vapes, and you just mistakenly pack them with you.
Yeah.
And now you're suffering for that.
I think it was bad timing.
Major bad timing. Like major bad timing.
I think it was bad timing.
I read her story and I was like, dang.
Yeah, she's the last person I would think, because I've known her. I knew her for other reasons, because I know she's she has her preferences. But it was just like, what, her? I mean, she's a good basketball player. She's well known, but then like, I can only imagine being her in that jail. So like, why me?
Yeah,
because she was there. But the fact that she was playing in Russia, in the midst of this whole Ukraine thing going on, and but then they want to exchange her for some I guess.
Over here.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. That's why I say I'm still on the same line. But that's why I need somebody to be making sure,
Anyway,
the mirror is not doing a good job telling me what's in my face. But yeah, she's Brittany Griner, I think that's her name. She was playing in Russia. I don't know if it was because she was playing overseas, because she's good, so I don't even know why she was playing overseas. But they want to exchange her with I guess a terrorist, somebody who's been locked up here. But I mean,
I'm still not understanding. Like the exchange doesn't even make sense.
I think what happens with a lot of these big countries, like China, U.S., Russia, we throw in London, UK in there. It's a power struggle thing. It's a power thing. So it's just, and of course it's money involved. So everybody. I think what happened is everybody's pointing fingers. The same thing like when the 9/11 thing happened. We get hurt. We everybody here, and it's a terrible, it's a terrible situation. It's bad and everything. But then there's always reasons behind all that.
Mm-hmm.
They are coming from a different perspective. I mean, I don't feel like somebody with it's possible, but people don't just wake up and just say, let's just go bomb America. There's always something going on. It's a power struggle, a fight, political. That's why politics are very strange. We're talking about, even like on our last episode, I was talking to Marlon about it's like the is it not UAE? There's UAE, and then what's the country? Saudi Arabia. The prince who's running Saudi Arabia right now is pretty much equivalent to a president. He's young. Mm-hmm. He's like my age. I can say our age, remember? But you could see the way he's running everything. He's charismatic. He's young. He's trying to change. I almost say Ukraine, Saudi Arabia into it, which is doing a good job. He refused to get them to be part of UAE. But there's a lot of money in Saudi Arabia too, because it's oil. But he's trying to change the whole infrastructure and stuff. He actually gave women for the first time women are able to drive cars. So he's doing all this sweet good stuff, but in the background he actually is being accused of killing journalists, or tormenting, torturing journalists and stuff like that. And there's one journalist that he actually killed that's being in investigation for the last 5 years or so, because most what do you call the president that's I forgot the word, but anyway, most powerful people in the world don't like journalism, because that's how that's how it all goes out.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
that's why they're always capturing them.
Yeah, exactly. So he captured him. They actually decapitated. How you say it? They cut him into pieces, pretty much. English is one heck of a language, but they cut him into pieces at an embassy, at a U.S. Saudi Arabian embassy in Egypt somewhere, and then they cut him into pieces, and he just disappeared. He went out there to actually meet his wife that he was his new girlfriend that he was talking to, because he became an American citizen. So he was working for New York Times or something like that, or Washington Post. And I want to be right. I don't want to be giving no, but it's all up there. It's public knowledge. But anyway, I'm just kind of narrating the story. So he goes back to get his wife, his girlfriend or whatever at the time that he's talking to. So he went there to actually get a visa or whatever in Egypt, wherever the girl was, and then he never made it out of the U.S. I mean, the consulate, or it wasn't even an embassy, but it was like an embassy, which doesn't make sense. You just go in there and there's cameras. This is a government, government premises, and he just never made it out. Then months later, the story started coming out. They kind of, everybody started suspecting that his guy actually sent people to a different country to kill this journalist. And every time they ask him about it, he never talks about it. He just kind of, says he doesn't want to discuss it.
But the thing about politics, though, I never want to talk about it, because one thing about that is we only get to see a third, and we only get to see the sugar-coated story. But there's a lot of ugly stuff that's happening behind the scenes. That has been, like what you're saying, that there's a lot of stuff that's happening behind the scenes for years. That's why, I don't watch news, because to me, news, I'm like, you're lying. There's more.
Exactly.
And
that's why I watch YouTube. Which is not good either.
It's not good either, but I would rather be on YouTube. I would rather be on TikTok. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm being stupid. But seriously, I cannot take, because I know, I read articles like this, when I really want to get into that type of space, there are places you can go and really read a lot of stuff. And you're just
But that's the problem, because that's the problem, because that stuff is I think it's also algorithm based. That's the problem with everything. It's all algorithm. So they're giving you they're giving you what they want you to see. Two, they're giving you something related to what you look up or what you watch a lot, but with a negative aspect to it, a little bit negative elements into it. So that way, that's interesting to you. Because I'm pretty sure, what do you watch on TikTok?
What do I watch?
Or what are they feeding you on TikTok? Because you know, the thing I tell people, you're not making those decisions. They're telling you what you don't watch.
I know. Everything that pops up, Instagram, TikTok has to do. Like my Instagram, most of the stuff that I bump into on the popular pages, for me, it always has to do with food. Yeah. Anything to do with spirituality or traveling.
Okay. Which you do too.
Those are the three things.
Wow, that's scary. I don't know about spirituality, but traveling and food, yeah. I agree with that.
Excuse me, what you mean by spirituality? You don't know. What? But that's how it is. But TikTok, I like TikTok. For me, I've learned a lot of things on TikTok. Learned a lot of things.
Is it true though? Because some of the stuff they be saying on there is questionable.
There's so many hacks like that you learn on TikTok, and you try them and you're like, oh my God.
Oh no, the ones I tried were false.
Oh really?
Yeah. No, okay. We talked about this. I mean, I feel like we actually talk about this a lot regarding TikTok. It goes back to politics too. The only thing I don't really agree with TikTok is, again, the algorithm for TikTok is dangerous because it's actually more almost close to addicting as a drug.
Yeah, it can be.
It is because it's all mind. The only difference that you're not consuming it by mouth or anything. It's still going to your brains, because there's people you just start on there for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 2 hours, and the biggest thing is a Chinese-based company. The funny thing about TikTok too is that in China, where the hometown, the algorithm doesn't work that way. It only works at certain times, even for kids. They just pretty much just feeding all the.
But isn't China, like in general, they limit a lot of things? Yeah, I think I watched a video somewhere.
But they're doing it smart though, because they're only showing the educational stuff to kids and stuff, right? And at least it's really controlled. But then the US, they're giving all the
But they're trying to get rid of it.
The US will never get rid of TikTok. There's enough money for them.
Y'all not gonna get rid of this.
That's when the war starts.
With all these influencers.
Oh yeah. Influencers are other people too. They make me subconscious myself. I see this guy with the big 17 packs on his stomach. I look in the mirror. I say, man, I fell off. I let myself go.
You did though. But that means, how they say, the Africans say that if you're gaining weight, it means you're making money. And if you're losing weight, it means you're struggling.
I don't know if that's true anymore.
That's what they say.
I don't know if that's true anymore.
What do you mean?
In America, if you gain weight, maybe because you.
I mean, that's why I said Africa.
It's anxiety. Or you're stressed.
No, in the United States, yes, but back home, that's how it was though. Like, if you're getting chubby or you're living, you're enjoying life.
In my defense, I actually. On TikTok,
I
heard that purchasing for guys at least purchase the new style right now. It's the new sexy right now because usually, muscular guys are they're very stingy and selfish and they think about themselves.
So if you gotta, is that what you want to walk with? Okay, cool. How is it working out for you right now?
No, not exactly as I thought it would, but we'll see. Who said I'm pudgy? Are you trying to say? I'm just.
No one was saying that.
I'm physically discombobulated right now, but it's not. I'm not over there yet.
There's a picture of you that you used to have on Instagram. You were all muscular back in.
I took it back.
Maryland.
Took it down really quick. Yeah, that's when I was really focused on my body, which I need to. You
got a lot of things going on right now. Do you have time for that?
It's this country.
Do you have time for that now?
I should be making time. I think my excuse is that the gym is too far.
You can work out at your house.
It's not the same. The type of person I am. Like we're talking about.
Wait. Hold on. The gym is far from your house. Like, do you live like in nowhere?
No, it's hard to drive. Not hard to drive, but just the thought of it, like driving across. No, my gym is like. Yeah, it's a drive. It's about like 10-15 minutes away, but to me that's
Why did you pick a gym that's far?
Because at the time I used to live close to it.
Oh. Well, you can change.
It's not even that. It's just...
That's an excuse.
It's an excuse. But I don't know. Even saying like I got a lot of things to do. You can make time for a lot of these things.
Mitch be eating healthy.
So big. Yeah.
He is really stuck to his lifestyle.
The good thing about it too, he's doing he does his cycling, and that's very good exercise if you get into cycling and stuff. I see a lot of people, especially in COVID, they got into that. I went the opposite way. I'm getting to the electric cars where you don't have to do anything. So
you still need something.
No, what makes me comfortable, I think, or what made me comfortable is because my metabolism is very fast. I go up and down, and my body adjusts so quickly. So I got too comfortable. I'm like, because I can go. Or at least I used to be able to just gain weight and then lose it. I could control that because I really don't even eat that much. Up until recently, food has just been tasting different. I don't know why, but but usually I just got comfortable because everybody, even my family, say, "Oh, Marvin has always been skinny. Marvin, how do you do it?" Because I'm very big on portion control. I understand that because even I don't even eat sweets. I don't even eat a lot, but I think my weight gain it comes from eating at the wrong time. Yeah. And I think COVID had a lot to do with it. That's one of the other excuses. COVID. Working in business like everybody. But there's a lot of businessmen that, I just have to make time for it. I don't like to give excuses. I'm just giving excuses just so because it's it's set up. But I'm so big on you can really do whatever you want. Time management is just really up to you. Just like with anything else, if you really want. When I wanted to start a podcast, I put in all, and I put all my effort. It could be working out, it could be the same thing. I just have to wake up at 5
That's what I say.
Morning.
Priority. Right now, that's just not your priority.
I just need. You know what I think I need? I need a girlfriend who's very good in health, so she can keep me in line. Sometimes you need that. What do you wait? Sometimes you need it. That's why there's relationships in life, because you always sometimes you can have a guy who's bad on this, or a girl who's bad on this, but when you meet, you help each other, put each other. I guess we have
to start with sending you to this. What do they call them? Speed dating. Maybe we need to send you there now.
Speed dating. What is this?
Speed dating, you just go. It's a bunch of people in a room. Speed dating, so you getting to know each other. They put a timer, so you're just going. I've never been. I've seen this. I've heard about it.
For somebody who's never speed dating, you know a lot about this.
Yeah, because people talk about it.
Tell me more. Is this physical? You actually go into a room?
Yeah, it'll be like a place, like a venue, and then they have a bunch of people, and then they'll have setups where people just how people just walking around. There's a timer. After the timer is over, you move to the next, and so that's how people get to see.
So you just sitting down, sitting on a chair.
it can be different. I don't know. Like if it's sitting in a chair or you just stand. I don't know. But you go around the room.
But you're physically looking at each other.
Yeah.
So how do you choose who you want to talk to?
Well, that's the thing. Like it's a setup, so you pretty much end up talking to at least everyone in the room, every female in that room.
That sounds boring.
Yes, we're going. That's how people do it. If the club is no longer the thing for you, now you have to switch to that.
No, I'm not gonna do. I'm just interested to see exactly how it works. So you go, sit. I'm gonna YouTube this too.
You should.
Not that I want to do it, but I'm so interested. Yeah. There's a lot of things coming out now. So
because like
how do you even sign up for this?
Because I used to watch it like in movies and stuff. There would be like speed dating. Then I joined this group recently. It's like a Dallas. It tells you everything, like where to eat, where to go have fun during the week and all that. So then I saw that a bunch of females, because a bunch of females in this group here in Dallas, some that just moved here and all that. So they were like, hey, guys, the dating scene has been lame lately, but does anybody know like if Dallas has that speed dating? So then instead of being a topic, this just happened this past week, actually. That's why I'm able to tell you this information. So they're like, yeah. Then they started posting like posters and flyers. And I was like, wow. So this is actually a thing. Like it's actually happening in Dallas. And when they posted, then people started explaining, because somebody was like, I've never done this. Like, how does it work? Then someone started explaining the whole process of speed dating. So they were like, well, pretty much it's a room and it's set up like with tables, or people can just stand. But you go and you talk to each other. You get to know each other in those few minutes, I guess, that you have. You're able to tell if you want to continue getting to know that person or not. So
I wonder, so if you don't want to keep talking to this person, you just tell me, hey, so I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah, that's what they asked.
But then how authentic is that? Because you could just be trying to see what else is there, because it's almost like gambling.
Yeah, it's kind of like gambling, but I guess that's the whole point of like, you see who you want to exchange numbers with so that you can talk after the speed dating and see if it's going to go anywhere, if you don't want to do the other stuff.
So it's just based on this conversation you have within those few minutes.
Yeah.
It's cool at the same time, but it's very interesting.
Yes, I guess nowadays people are all into this networking.
No,
people.
It's that bad though. I mean, I get it. I'm not surprised, really, honestly, because it's just different. Dating is different.
Yeah, it's different now.
Everything is different. Just finding connection and it's just finding the right person. It's different. I can't meet girls in Walmart anymore. That used to be my thing.
You used to be girls in Walmart.
So it's different, man.
Now it's interesting because that group, I went there because I just was curious to know about like what places to go like eat and stuff.
So is it like a Facebook group?
It's not really like a Facebook group. It's like an app.
So it's an app.
Yeah.
What's the name of the app? It's a pretty cool business.
The app is called Geneva.
And they just have
the app is called Geneva. Then people create their little groups within that app. So the one that I follow is called Dallas Cocktail Queens. That's the group.
So typical, but okay.
So in there, I just joined it for that. But then when I started clicking into, because they have like little sub groups.
And you guys are just talking.
Yeah, so people are just interacting in there. And then they were talking about this weekend. So people are like, oh, what's the plan for the weekend? So somebody can come and be like, hey, guys, I feel like smoking hookah. Like, let's say Wednesday. They're like, hey, guys, I feel like smoking hookah. I just want a breather, but I don't have anyone to go with who's up to go. And then somebody can be like, hey, this is a hookah spot that is close to my house. We can meet up if you're up for it. And then a bunch of girls will be like, oh my God, I want to go. Then they just meet up.
That's very cool.
Yeah. And then they just take pictures and they're like, hey guys, sorry you didn't make it. Here you go. And then they just post pictures and they're like, oh, cool. Same thing with the Burna Boy concert. So they posted in there.
That's how you got to that?
No, I already knew about it before that.
But then people will be posting.
Yeah.
So it's actually a good way to even meet new friends.
People, yeah. That's why people are doing it, because they're like, and some people are like...
social media has its perks.
But the bunch, that's where I was going to with the dating thing. So I ended up bumping into a conversation that was going on at that time. And a bunch of females, because this group has a lot of females. Like
it sounds like a female thing to do.
Yeah, it's a lot of females. And then they started talking about dating. Mm-hmm. And I was like, dang, this group has 300 and something. And about 85% of the women in this group are complaining about the same thing.
So, okay. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think, what's your take on dating this way? Do you think it's a lot of women that are single? Is it a lot of guys? Is it a okay? Is it a problem for guys? Is it a problem for girls? Or is it just it's just what it is in general? It's just
I don't even think
the
now.
dating is just weird right now.
No,
right?
I don't even think it's a problem of just women. I feel like right now dating, it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a guy.
It's just a lot of single.
It's just a lot of things going on now.
Yeah.
Because what's happening is like a lot of people want committed relationships, but they're acting like they don't want it.
Yeah. I think it's a lot of trust issues out there.
Trust issues, definitely, and people wanting to still want to dibble dabble there and there, but still wanting a commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Like the thing is like what I've seen. It's niggas want you to be committed. Well, I was supposed to say the N word, but like you find a situation where a guy wants you to be committed to him, but he still wants to be able to talk to other girls, but you still have to be committed. You cannot step out and do what you want, but he wants to still have the fun, but still have you on lock.
But I feel like it's the same for both sides, though.
And there are females who are like that too. But I'm talking from a
I
guy.
but I just feel like it goes back to what we just talked about. You know, is in there's a whole lot of trust issues going on.
Yeah, there's a lot
from both sides. Because I you know I have a lot of friends. I just listen to like you know even like just female friends or guy friends. They jokingly say certain things, but you're like, wow, is you know? Then you kind of say, oh, okay. There's a trust issue here somewhere. And I'm in a group with a bunch of guys, and I think only 2 or 3 of us are single. Everybody else is married. Everybody's is with their stuff. And I just see like, especially from the married side, the things that they say. I'm like, man, if I take a screenshot of this, send this to wife, is she aware of what this guy is saying? Like, and they're probably just finding their way to, to kind of get out there, be free and stuff. But it's like they're more, but it's just in the nature of it. They sound more like they applauding the single guys for being single at this time. Like it is as if they're in jail. Kind of.
That's the thing that I've also
It's like they're
noticed.
not happy. Like
yeah.
So it's like, are you being forced to be in a relationship like that, or did you get it? I mean, I get it because maybe when you have something, sometimes you don't realize what you are, the whole situation. But that's me just judging the situation. I get a lot of that, and I'm like, why everything this guy says about his wife is bad? But I mean, I go on Instagram, you're kissing, you're licking all over the chicks.
Man, that whole thing of Instagram and couples, I don't believe it. Like, if you're happy, cool. But some of it, for the most part, those people are faking it. And before, I haven't gone out like in a long time. But before COVID happened and I was, my going out phases, one thing that made me really question a lot about marriage is the type of married men that were at the club.
Right.
Trying to talk to single girls.
Exactly. Which has been that way for a long time.
It's been that way for a long time.
It's an all-time high
but now it's, then, like, I'm going to give an example. Like, then there was some, like, married men who would talk to you, but they would lie about their marriage until, like, they know that they've snatched you. Then they would tell you. But now, what I'm hearing from my friends that are going out, now they're so open. They'll really let you know, like, I'm married, I like you, and I want to explore a relationship with you. I'll take care of you. I'll do everything. I'll pay what you want me to pay, but I just want to date you. I have a wife, but I still want to have fun. Like, you will be my have fun girl. We can travel together. We can do all of that.
How do your friends react to that?
They're always like, that's why they're saying, like, now it's so weird because, like, my friends are now at that age, like, they're not trying to do that. Like, they're trying to get married. So they're all like in that same phase, like I was saying about the group that I've been reading. People are now like, maybe my husband is not in Dallas. Yeah. Maybe my husband in another country because it's just not. It's just not. It's not giving.
It's opportunity. It's just a lot of. It's sad because it's. I agree with you on that too, and I speak for myself too because I feel like. There's a lot of that going on, and I agree with you because it's a lot. I think it's a lot more. It's a lot easier right now to just, I don't know. I'm trying to say it a better way to kind of buy yourself into situations, because things like you said, things are hard right now. I mean, people joke around and stuff like that. It's always been that way. The rich guy, the rich girl, the rich, wealthy. Wealth is always gonna, that's just the way we live. That's just life. It is. You don't sit there and say, oh, I'm attracted to him because he got money. It just happens because, that's what happens. But I think right now, like you said, it's people are very, very open and vocal of just saying it. Like they literally just buy you, like this, like you in a strip club, you're just giving somebody money. Like it's
crazy.
It's very crazy because I've heard some crazy stuff, going on, and it builds. That's why I say I speak for myself too, because I naturally, like, I always have a conversation because I have a young mom per se, at least my own. We talk about this a lot because I open up. I'm a very it's probably also a bad thing for me. I'm a very open person, so I don't like to. I like, even my friends, even girlfriends, I like to just. We live in a world where we have to, especially right now, like we saw about, the PC culture, political correct, so I struggle a lot with that, and I didn't even understand that's what the issue was until it got so big, because I say things that might be offensive, but I don't mean to be offensive about it. It's almost like the same thing, like, how something as simple as when I had my little booger on my mouth and you told me remove it, something simple like that, that's just nice. People would take that offensive. If you were not that person you are, you'd have made me sit there all podcast with it on my mouth, because you were thinking, oh, you're feeling bad for me, which is not right.
Yeah, but that's what people would do. And for a long time, I was,
because you don't want to hurt my feelings. I meant to say,
yeah. Because for a long time, I've been a blunt person.
Exactly.
I've always been that person who just says whatever.
Yeah.
Then a lot of people used to complain about that. They used to be like, "You're so mean," or they'll be like, "Dang, like, did you have to say it so like this?" And for a period of time, because I never have like bad intentions when I'm doing something. It's actually me just looking out like, yo, like if it was reversed, I would want you to be do the same for me.
Right.
But then it got to a point where I was like, okay, a lot of people complaining about me, like, maybe I need to check myself, because I'm one of those people. If I hear it from a lot of people, I gotta check myself. Like, am I doing something? Like, maybe it's a character flaw that I need to work on.
Exactly.
So for a long time, I would just keep quiet, or like what you say, politically correct. Yeah. And then it got to a point where I was just like, I'll mind my business. I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to do this. But then it got to a point where now, when people will be like, now you've changed, now you're fake. Yeah. And you're like, damn if I do, damn if I don't.
Yeah.
So
it's one of those things, like, you with your, with the wife, and she comes out house and say, hey baby, what do you think about my outfit? And you're like, oh, that joint looks, it looks ugly, I don't like it. But you can't say that because she wants you to say you like it. It's the same concept, But
I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want a relationship like that.
I know what you mean, but that's a lot of it. Those are the, maybe that's why maybe people think I'm crazy. Those are the podcasts, those are the things I watch, because it's
no, it's true though.
Yeah, because I forgot there's a word for it. It's like it's actually a word for it, because it's something that it's always been that way. Like there's certain things, there's certain things like women have to wear pink, women have to wear this, because it's just how it's always been, but it's not really true. It's just that's just how it's been, perceived over time. It's the same thing, if a girl says this and then she comes out asking you have to say that way, even if you feel like it's wrong. But it's bad, and right now it's really bad for especially with this generation, because they're growing up in the time where everything has to be said perfectly. And that's going back to that Twitter situation. That's what makes the whole controversy about Twitter, because now they're at a point where if it doesn't go with what society wants, they take it down. That's what the big, even Facebook, everything, because that's where we are at now. So it's like, but I was amazed. I'm amazed by that whole app thing. I had no idea. I've never heard of that, but it's pretty cool. And I could see why whoever opened that account with that app is very smart. I could see why people would do that, because the dating realm right now is just weird. It's weird. Even friendship, like friendship, everything. Because a lot of my friends, like we're talking about friends and stuff. There's only a few people that I still kind of talk to, and over time I know sometimes you be friends with somebody, then over time you grow out of them. But then a lot of my friends that don't even talk to me, they just went. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I miss them. I miss it, but it's because there's certain things they don't understand. Like you were saying, like we're talking about working out and stuff like that. I get that everybody else there. I get busy, but so I came to a point because I had a group of friends where we used to just go out, and I had a good time, hang out, go to every bar in Dallas, where I met so many great people and stuff. But I had to have anxiety, and I used to be stressed to tell them, oh, maybe this weekend I gotta go, I have a family business, I gotta go volunteer, I gotta go do this. It's just like they never understood that. They didn't care, but they were never there for things like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I didn't cry about it, but it's like, okay, Melvin, like I became the clown, Melvin makes us laugh, man. We call him, he's over there, come get drunk, and and then just sleep on the couch and stuff. But then when I was doing stuff that that benefits that could be good for them, they were nowhere to be found. Just such like, that's why I respect stuff like such like this, podcast. You came, you didn't ask questions, and I did kind of push you back and stuff. So stuff like that, it makes a big difference to people, in my life. It's just, to me, I see support. It could be anything else. It doesn't have to be this. So
yeah, as
you grow, I'm sure you too. As you grow up, you just kind of start nitpicking. But I just feel like it's not even about growing up. It's just the world that we live in now. It's very different. That's why there's all these trust issues too.
Yeah, trust issues.
That's why I say it goes. But I can't see myself. But I should try that app. Maybe I should go meet some strangers and go play chair, musical chairs with some women I've never seen before.
Right now, hey, it doesn't hurt to try anything in this dating world.
No, but it's true. It's true. I'm glad
because I don't know. Yeah. I haven't gotten to the phase of dating apps yet. But then, at this point that I'm at in my life, I'm like, I'm not looking. Like, I have a lot of stuff that having a boyfriend right now is not even.
It's very stressful.
It's not.
It's the same thing. It's very. That's why I respect people that are in relationships.
I do.
And it's not even like because
guys, relationships are not easy.
It's not easy. Even in its own, just doing that is. I jokingly said my brother Marlon. He said like on the last podcast, he said, people ask me about marriage, but I just tell them, you just gotta decide if you wanna have a forever girlfriend. I was like, that's true.
That's how it's supposed to be, though.
Yeah.
But I feel like with most people, it's like when they get married. That's when, from what I've heard, that's where the complaint comes from. And they always say, everything was good when we were boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, always.
The moment the marriage came, things changed.
Things change, yeah.
But I'm like, marriage, you're just putting a ring on someone and signing a document. But your relationship should not change. Because then that's when the trust thing comes. Because now you're probably looking at that person like,
because you're with me, you shouldn't be doing this. Because you're me, you shouldn't be doing that.
So were you?
Yeah.
So was that an act as a girlfriend because you wanted to just get this, and then after you get it, now you feel like you're secure, so you can start being yourself?
It's sad that you think like me. So I don't know who's wrong here. The people or us.
So we're the ones who are single, so I don't know.
Because no, but I agree with you, and I think. It also goes back to being upbringing to it, the way we look at stuff too. I just think it has a lot to play about with this country too. The way they value it's a contract here, which is marriage is a contract anyway. But I think the problem is that till death do us apart. That line is the problem.
The till death do us apart.
That's the problem because they literalize that because. I have friends that are married and I don't know where I sit with this, where they just in a marriage where they just look like they're just free. I'm like, wow,
but that's how it's supposed
to be. Yeah, but I'm so used to seeing like
restricted, like you cannot be yourself. Somebody will be like this, like you're like, girl, like what happened? Like just because you got married, you can't be yourself. Like your husband knows, like you're committed. You're not gonna do anything. You can still have fun.
I'm in a group, one of many groups, Facebook groups I am in, right? That like even the one wheel thing that I have, the little electric scooter I have, a lot of people own that. It's I can say it's more like an expensive toy. It's not like expensive toy, but it's the price. It's not a lot of kids on it. Maybe now they will. So it's a lot of people like who are older who have it because they can afford it and stuff. And or people used to skateboard and they older, they can't really move their joints anymore. So so it's a lot of older guys, right?
It's kind of having to do with you.
But the common thing is when they're talking, even something as simple like they'll say, "Oh, I want to buy this for it. I'm gonna upgrade this." Say, "Oh, but my wife is gonna kill me. Oh no, my wife is this. Let me ask my wife. I'm like, okay, maybe I understand having a joint account, but they say it in a way that like, man, it's crazy. Like, are you not open with your wife? Like, because I'm pretty sure when she buys a little, she's not caring if, oh, my husband's gonna kill me,
buying a Chanel bag.
Yeah, she's not, like it's like, and there's nothing wrong. I mean, it's cool because you're showing the respect at your wife, but the way they say it, I was like, even if the wife saw you talking about this, she probably feel like, yo, you making me look like
I'm so strict on you.
Strict on you. That's exactly how that's how it comes out. So It's just, and it for people like me, it kind of scares me. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna move back, and I'm just scared of being.
But I feel like, in situations like, I mean, of course, this personal decisions. Right. But like, if you're married, yeah, cool, joint account, right?
Right.
But I also feel like everybody should have their own separate account.
Yeah.
For like their own stuff.
But that opens up trust issues. Why you want to have your own thing?
We're individuals besides our marriage, though.
It's funny you say that. I was gonna say that.
We're still like individual people. Because now, this is funny because I had a debate like this a few years ago with someone. And I was like, okay, because their take was, no, why does he need to have a separate account? What does he have to do that he doesn't want to happen in our account? And I was like, well, if your husband wants to surprise you with something, you have the same account.
Then you're going to see it.
So if you want to surprise you, he's going to make a transaction. Now the surprise is gone because you know that he made a transaction about something. You know it's coming to you.
That's a valid point.
I mean, sometimes you kind of close out some type of romantic parts of your relationship because now a man can't even surprise you or do something romantic with you because of one account. Yes, of course, I understand why you can be suspicious but then that also goes back to the thing of what kind of man did you marry? Right. If you're having to be suspicious about him doing other things outside of your bank account.
That's true. It's like I also feel like it's the same thing. I think space is very important.
Yes, individuality is important.
Yeah. And that's the challenge I think that a lot of people have. I mean, leave it to us to talk about marriage, counseling. We've never been married, but I just feel like
man, we didn't
me
married
speaking
people
for
here.
myself. The relationships that I've been in, I'm not trying to talk about myself. I'm a nice guy. That's what people tell me.
They always say that. Watch for the people that say I'm a nice guy.
So I always have this, I'm a happy girl, happy life, So when I'm in relationships, because that's a lot of guys do that, because we all different species. Girls have their little tactics that we don't understand. Why do girls act like guys have their own things that girls like? Why do guys act like this? Just like guys are expected to be the ones who cheat all the time, but because they understand why girls cheat too, though. But it's just like it's that stigma that guys have the little things, or guys got rough edge, cut right, whatever. But then it's like in my situations, I always had the place where I was trying too hard, like we're talking about, because I felt like I have to be with this girl everything. She says I'm pretty much married before I'm married in every relationship. So it's like, but then I realized I had one person that I messed with that was so big on space, and that taught me a lot, because I actually caused me to miss them. It made it fun, because but then there's times when she would just tell me, hey, and I didn't understand it in the beginning stages, especially coming from a girl. It's I think I'm just gonna go with my parents today. I'm just going with my parents this weekend, because I just need space. Well, let's just not talk for. And to me, it sounded rude, but
you were hurt, right?
I didn't say that, but I'm just saying that experience like opened up my mind, because to a certain extent that okay, so this actually needs to be done, and it's something that people don't do, because that's why I said that till death do us apart, because as a girl, you want to go, do your pedicure, manicure, pedicure, whatever stuff you want to do with your girls. You want to go, you might even want to go to watch, magic thing with the, just kind of have your, of course, trustworthy wise. You don't want to trust the girl's going to watch, go, what's that Magic Mike thing? But as a human being, there's certain things that you need, because like you say, individuality is very important. You are born by yourself. There's a lot of things you do. You go, even if, let's say, you and I were married, or in a relationship, we're in this same house. There's a time when you're in the bathroom, you're in the mirror by yourself. There's a lot of things that you're thinking, that you're doing, that you're not even probably sharing with me, because it's you and yourself. Yeah. It's just what it is. It's life, Not that you should keep secrets or anything like that are, very important, but there's certain things, that you might have your own, but the expectation is that every single thing we should share. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
It's very impossible. So it's like, if it doesn't hurt the relationship, there's nothing wrong with that. Because like you say, you're born by yourself. You do everything by yourself. When you get in your car, you look at stuff, you think, I should do this, I do this. There's a lot of secrets that you don't share with me, with anybody, with your best friend, even with your best friend, even your mother. You're just by yourself. That's just how it is, So it's but when you start to understand that, you're like, okay, because this,
Nah. I get it, because I was like the same situation that you're saying, that I was in relationships, so like I was always big on space, and the people that I would date were like wanting to be so
Exactly.
in my space. And I never used to understand it until I had a relationship that was flipped.
Exactly.
And when I was in that relationship and I got to see, because it was like that thing that you're saying, like when they'll tell you like, I want space, like it was cool. I saw you. I wanted to see you for this past 3 days, but now I want space. And then like what you're saying, like when you didn't understand it, you're like, hey, that kind of seems rude.
Right.
Right? Because you're like, excuse me, like, you know, but it is true. It took me having to go through that
so you understand,
and to understand the full circle of things, you know, to really truly understand, oh, you know what, it is right. Like there's certain things that you need to do on your own. And what you said was really important. The whole, I gotta miss you.
Yeah. That's very true.
Because if I see you all the time, even the guy ends up not even wanting, or vice versa. Like you end up not even doing like other things that you would do, because I always see you all the time, so I'm not even motivated to be like, oh my god, I haven't seen you in in a long time, maybe we should travel somewhere so that we can spend time together or do this and that, because you're always in each other's face. And then it starts getting irritating, you get agitated, then now you want to step outside and hang out with other people because now you're bored because you're with the same person and you feel like our relationship is boring because we're always seeing each other. So maybe I need to step outside and find something
now you're
fun,
trying to find stuff,
something else to do.
And now
because
it's like forced.
Yeah. And now your relationship can be good, but because if you're too much in your space, when it's not time for y'all, even when you're married, you need to have that individuality before marriage.
I think that's very true.
Because when you are married and you're now having to live together,
I've lived with people.
Space is important. You also have to be aware of that in your head, even when you're married. Like, yo, I know I wake up to the same person. And now, you know, with work from home too, you're seeing each other at home too. So I feel like people need to look at all those things. Like, yo, it's okay to leave the house. Somebody needs to leave the house for a couple of hours. Or both of y'all just leave and just go like you hang out with your friends. I go hang out with my friends for a couple of hours. We see each other again.
It helps a lot.
It does. But if you have everything we have to do together, shopping, eating, and then with the same friends, all your friends are the same, like.
And I feel like, I honestly feel like that's part of a reason why there's a lot of the divorce rate is high, especially in this country, because it's like it's like you get a new toy or you get something new. It's fun the very first time you have it, no matter what it is. It's fun. That's why, you know, it goes back to what you said earlier about you're not like this when you're boyfriend and girlfriend, because the adrenaline was high. You know, oh my gosh, this is you know, beautiful black brown chocolate skin Taffy I haven't seen in my life. You know, this smile,
excitement,
excitement. You know, the only way for it to be like that is space.
Exactly.
You see it all the time.
It gets boring. That's the same thing. Anything that you do, it's like just with anything.
Your
laptop, you can get it and you're like excited. Like, oh my god, new laptop, explore. But after like a couple months, you're ditching that thing. You don't care about it no more. You're just like, oh. You just go to use it for what you need it for, and then after that, close. But it's important, and I feel like it also has to do with I don't know, like if y'all talk about this, but we're gonna go back to therapy and healing and all that, because I feel like sometimes why people end up being so attached like that, it's from trauma experiences from childhood and certain things, and the trust thing. It's also same thing. And why people end up being so stuck. And sometimes people really do want space, but some people actually don't know how to detach. Because maybe all their life they were probably abandoned. And then they finally find someone that they're so attached to. And then now they don't want to lose them.
Yeah, exactly.
And they don't want to feel abandoned. So now they feel like they just have to be around them all the time because they don't want to lose that person, because they've lost all the other people that they've had in their life.
That's very true.
So it's those things are things that couples can talk about as well, but open dialogue. It's not it's not so yeah.
I mean, the beauty of life too, it's kind of hard to when you first get into a situation, those are things that don't come into your mind right away, because you only think forefront, not backwards. But abandonment is very true, especially it's very big, especially with the foreign children. At least I can speak of that way, because I'm part of that too. I'm glad you mentioned that. My mom used to always tell me that too, that I'm not so it's funny, like we're talking about relationships right now. I hope this whole podcast is not about relationships, because we sound like we're married, we're single. But
we can switch soon.
no but so what I had to say is no, it's very important stuff, just not even about relationships, just about because me for sake, I was always by myself. I was always alone. You know, even when I was before my parents came here to the United States, even because my mom had me when she was really young.
Mhm.
So I used to always sleep. I always was raised by like my aunt, my grandma, and all these people. So there's a time, when I actually didn't even recognize my mom when she came pick me up when she came from school, and I told her I didn't want to go with her. I was crying because I was like, she's not my mom. My mom is my aunt. And imagine that,
Oh my
like now,
God.
yeah. So she told me that story. I was like, wow. So every time something happens, my mom's like, oh yeah, it's still a problem. Melvin is single because he has trust issues. But it's true. Maybe it's true because I've been heard before and all this stuff. But I've also heard people.
Yeah.
So but I do think the point that you said about there's a lot of therapy, and because you do see those little sparks, when you date somebody, let's say their mom or their dad has this certain characterisms, you see the same, you see it into them, you see it from them too. So it's like if my dad is was cheating, if I get a girl, I'm always concerned that she's gonna cheat on me. I'm always asking, who you being with, what are you doing, but
especially if you haven't healed from it.
You haven't healed from it. Yeah.
And one thing that I've also noticed, relationships or people that you're attracted to, if you haven't healed, your unhealed parts are attracted to that, whatever the toxicity that they have, because you're not healed.
Yeah.
And I'm the same.
Mm-hmm.
The abandonment thing, it's real, because same thing like you grew up with aunt's grandma. I was always like aunt's grandma,
yeah.
Not really with my parents.
Boarding school.
Well, I didn't go to boarding school, but
I did.
I know you did. Most people, they went to boarding school. Gladly, I didn't.
Uh-huh.
But still, that whole moving around, I was young.
Mm-hmm.
And the phase that I needed to actually be with my mom, I was not with my mom.
Right.
Like the teenage
so you're
years,
almost
as
like
a girl.
detached from that emotion.
So that abandonment thing has been a thing. Because like as a young kid, you don't understand a lot of things. So you start asking yourself questions. Like, why am I living with other people when I have my parents? Did I not matter? You said, and then stuff like that kind of make you uncomfortable.
Makes
especially,
you who you are.
And then you having to grow up like that for a long time. And having to not to just, when you're growing up in a household of like older people as an African, you have to respect whatever they say, even if you don't agree. It's a yes ma'am situation. If they don't like it, yes ma'am.
Yes ma'am.
Yes ma'am. That's all you do. Even though inside, like, I'm not about this. I don't like it. But as you get older, personally, because I reflect, I have to ask myself certain things. Like when I act a certain way, like, where did that come from?
I'm glad you ask yourself. 'Cause most
I
people
do.
don't.
I self-reflect a lot.
A lot of people don't.
I know. They don't. But I do. That's something, even before therapy. For me to even start going to therapy, it was because I had done the whole self-reflecting thing. I was like, you know what? I need therapy.
So
I need to talk to someone.
You going to therapy right now? Oh,
I stopped for a few months. I haven't. I'm looking for a new one right now because my old one, I was not the therapist.
That's what I was asking.
I was not the therapist, so I'm looking for a new one now.
Oh my God. That's
But
what
no,
asking.
like for real, like it took a lot. And even when I've been going to therapy, like I also see my growth. Even when I'm starting to be asked certain questions, or when we're going through it, if I'm able to answer my own questions in a therapy session, or like when she responds, I'm like, I really don't think that I needed this
Especially now that you told me you became the therapist, so it's like.
But no, it's healing. Then that's when you also know that you're growing, And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I still have little things that I still do, little things that I'm still struggling with. But I needed that because for me to be better, for my own kids, and people around me, I had to change a lot because I'm always the person who wants to bring positivity to people. But how can I bring it if internally I'm not fully healed and I'm not fully seeing certain things in a positive way and I'm still holding on to like pain and hurt, or I'm not understanding certain things? It only took me last year to finally open up, to talk to my mom and express how everything that happened made me feel.
How she take that? How did she take it? Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, it was a lot. I can say that. Like it was a lot for her,
But
it's needed because I'm like, I also want to get out of that family generational, I don't know what we can call it, but I want to be able to get to a point where my own kids can express themselves to me, how they feel without having to feel like, no, I can't. I have to just be in this yes ma'am situation. And also I feel like expressing myself also helps her to see the world in a different perspective and be able to question certain things as well about herself and be like, you know what, I didn't see things from your point of view, but now that you've expressed it, it has opened up, because I was raised this way, so the way that I was raised is what I've always known. Because we have like, it's not like we talk all the time, but when we do talk, I'm now more open. Like I'm expressive now. Like I express myself, and it's scary the way that I'm now expressive, because I have this whole thing. Like I don't have that filter thing no more. Of like, oh, my mom, like, dang, I can't really say this, or I can't. No, now I express. Oh, the one that really got the shock of his life, like my dad. Oh, bless him. But now I don't care. Like I'm just in this expressive thing where I'm like, no, like, for what? I can't say my age because you're gonna know my age. But for such a long time, I lived under people's shadows.
Yeah.
And I never got to really be myself. And I'm now just finally getting to know who I am.
Yeah. That's powerful. And I feel like it's common in our culture.
It is.
It's a culturistic thing too. It's very common. It's funny you say that, because I do this. We did the same. I do the same with my dad, I should say. Even the three of us, me and my brothers. I'm at a point now, I'm honest. I speak to my dad like this, but I never used to be comfortable to talk, because he always. And I think with parents, it doesn't matter where you're from. It's very common that they always want you to be who they were not, or their expectations, and it's natural. I mean, it's the same thing. Maybe I'm the same way. I always want. You think you're trying to do the best for your kids, so you want them to be. It's just same things like professional sports, like a LeBron. He's gonna want his kids to play basketball, because that's just, he thinks I did it, so they should do the same thing. But those kids probably want to be actors.
They don't care.
They don't care. So, but it's I think it's a lot of that.
Yeah.
And that's very powerful. But that's good. I mean, the reason I asked about therapy, because it's something I've been pushing back. I was like, I don't know. I don't want to talk to somebody for 5 hours to teach me how to live my life.
It's not 5 hours.
When he has his own issues after this, he's probably going to go out and do some crazy stuff.
It's like the same thing like saying I don't want to go to church because what is the preacher going to do after he's off the stage?
What is the preacher going to do after he gets off stage?
None of my business. I came to learn about the Bible and God. Like what you do behind closed, I don't care.
No, you're right.
That's your life.
That's another excuse.
Yeah, because we're not perfect. Like, that's the thing. We're not perfect, but I'm just going to a professional to at least kind of hear their point of view. And when you go there, that's how you're able to tell, like, okay, this one is for me, this one is not for me. Because when you go and you talk to someone and you're hearing them, you're able to tell, like, okay, you're giving me BS. Like, no, you're just wanting my money. I'm out. Like, but then there's some, like, legit that will help you to get through the phase of, like, healing. They take you through some things that you never thought about. And sometimes, like, there's so many things that I got to understand that I saw from a different point of view. But when I was being asked certain questions, it opened up certain parts of me. I was like, oh, wow. I was a kid when that happened. So my thought process, like, now when you're saying it, I understand why. And now I understand, yes, that's how I felt. But I was a kid, so I didn't understand that feeling.
Yeah.
But I just pushed it back and just moved on. Okay. But then when you're actually told, like, yeah, have you actually noticed, like, from what you have told me, have you noticed that ever since you were a kid to an adult, you've never cried?
Well, that's true.
And then somebody having to tell you that that's not right. Yeah. Because as a child, you're supposed to cry. And you having to sit there and be like, oh. And then they're like, yeah.
How are you getting these therapies? You just look around online?
Yeah, well, the first one I was recommended by another friend.
Okay.
Second one, same thing, recommended.
Yeah.
But I was also given like certain websites to go scout therapists.
Because it's a big business right now too.
It is. I should become one.
You should become one. You just gave me a therapy session right here. I started tearing back. How are you just starting? I'm like, what's going on?
Maybe I need to be a therapist, No, I'm done with school. After this, I'm done with school.
There's an app for that too.
There's an app for that. No, but for real though, I feel like people should, I don't know, if you're in that space, I feel like it's good for you.
Yeah, you're right.
It's healthy. That's when relationships, like what you're saying, the trust, right now, our generation, our generation, we all are like, coming from parents who were raised from a survival tactic,
yeah.
you know, and they put it on us. And most households, it's people who grew up without one parent.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people have abandonment issues. A lot of people have certain things, but we don't know how to express it, and we don't understand it too. So now imagine one person and one person relationship, and they don't know how to articulate what they're going through.
Yeah, what they're going through. So
they don't understand it.
And
now that's when we're talking about the whole like latching onto each other, the whole, because you're not healed. So you guys are attracted to each other. Sometimes it's genuine. You're attracted to each other because of personality, but sometimes literally it could be trauma attracted to each other.
Oh, it's just trauma to the squared.
Yeah. And it's trauma trauma 1 and trauma 2. Just because there are people, I've been reading a lot and researching a lot, and I've also realized that some people you can date, you vibed, but one person starts healing,
and the other doesn't.
And the other person is not healing.
Yeah.
Once that other person has healed, they start looking at you like
something wrong with this guy.
So like, what? I gotta go.
So you're saying that is scary, man. Now you're scaring me now. I'm gonna be looking at everybody thinking, is this person healed or not?
I mean,
I'm listening closely.
You can never
I'm listening closely. Just some.
You can never fully be healed.
Yeah.
But I think for me, I prefer a person who's able to communicate their traumas. They're able to communicate their flaws. It's easier to do with someone who knows like what their flaws are, what they struggle with, than to do with somebody who you have to figure out. And every time they lash out, you're having to sit there like, but why did you lash out? What did I do? Because I don't know because I can do something that's so simple to me, but if you're not healed, that can trigger something. You know, like it happens with all of us. Like there's certain things that even now I am a person that I'm so aware. So let's say we're talking, right? And if you say a comment to me, and you might be joking, but if your comment, when it comes to me, I feel some type of way, I have to ask myself why I felt that way, because I know when you're talking to me, you're not saying it to hurt me, but why was I triggered to feel like it was an attack on me?
Okay.
And that has happened, like in so many conversations that I've had with people, like they won't know, but it's me. Like when I go back home, I'll be like, why
did they ask
why
me that?
like
why did he say that? Why did he respond to me like that? Oh shit, whatever.
Yeah, or even vice versa. Why did it trigger me? Why was I offended by what you said? Especially when I know that it was coming from a joking place or just a good place, but why was I offended by it? Then I have to throb to that until I find out why.
But people are stupid sometimes, so don't think too much.
No, I mean, I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I have to know you, like, as a person, too. Because some of the things you can say to me and I'll laugh. Like, you know, me and you and I, like, we're always at each other's throat.
Oh, yeah.
But when we're talking, I laugh about it because I'm like,
yeah,
I don't care. But if it was somebody else and they're triggered because they don't know their own, and you are sitting there and you're not healed, you can start being offended and you can start going home and you're actually like, especially if you care for someone, like it's in the situation of dating, then you're just messing around with someone. Then someone lashes out at you and they have an attitude with you, and then they don't want to talk to you for 2 days. Now you're sitting there like, what did I do? If you're not healed, you go in a whole different
crazy world.
Yeah. Because now you're just like, what did I do?
Yeah.
How do I make it right? And if the other person doesn't communicate or they don't even know, then you are just in a messed up relationship of always having to go through this chase and break up, like it's a circle.
Yeah, I mean, even with you saying that, I see why mental health is a big, people just say it right now, but it's been that way for the last 5, 6 few years, you know. Again, TikTok is to blame too, because your brains are not getting a rest. You know, you're just seeing all this stuff. Although you're not looking at the stuff, it's just like, you know, it's just a lot going on. It's just everything is switching so fast. So it affects you. Yeah. I mean, they blamed on marijuana and everything else, but it looks like
marijuana is not the problem. Marijuana is not the problem.
It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. You know,
marijuana is not the problem.
Yeah,
but it's deep.
And that's why people seek those drugs. You know, I'm not saying excuse, but that's why people end up, because they don't know how. You don't sit there and think they wake up and say, oh, you know, my mind is crazy, let me go smoke. But naturally, it's a getaway. Well, you're telling yourself that way. You know, you're trying to get away from that. Just even drinking and stuff like that too. When I started looking at it that way too. If you go to a bar or you go to to a nightlife, a lot of people are there to have fun, of course, but naturally
People escaping.
They're escaping their, like you said, their trauma, their whatever's going on and stuff. Especially like, a lot of alcoholics and stuff like that. People they always have stuff that's, bothering them. But, everybody's praising them, is having, like, I made a joke about, I used to hang out with my friends and they're drunk and my mouth open in the tub. But, nobody came to ask me. Of course, they can't say that because, we all in the same boat, So, but nobody came and ask me like, hey,
we're all in the same thing. Like, we all do the same.
So it's a very tricky situation.
It is. It's tricky. And what do I want to say? I had a thought when you were speaking. I don't remember. Oh no. What I wanted to say too is healing. I understand why people look for an escape than to heal. Mm-hmm. And I understand because being alone with your mind is not comfortable.
It's not comfortable.
I've had to do it. Mm-hmm. It's not comfortable. Yeah. I've had moments when I've cried. Mm-hmm. I have moments where I literally feel anxiety. I've never been a person to feel anxiety. Yeah. I think all these things, especially COVID happening, there was a lot of transitions that happened in my life. Mm-hmm. And having to sit in an apartment by yourself, self-reflecting, having to deal with a lot. Right. Anxiety comes, tears come, fear comes. But you have to look at yourself and be like, you have to fight. It's a fight. I'm not going to lie. It's a fight because you have to look at yourself and be like, okay, do I want to keep distracting myself and continue to just live the same loop of life? Or do I want to stick through this uncomfortable phase, but knowing that at the end of this, I'm going to be better? But I understand because I've been through it. I do go through it sometimes where I'm like, damn, like being alone is not easy. Like you always making fun of me. Like you always like, do you have friends?
No, I was about to say now I gotta stop asking you that. Now I feel guilty.
No, you don't.
Because I think about it. Because like I said, I'm the same way. I think that's part of the reason why I go back and forth and about just anything in general. Sometimes, like I was talking about space, generally because maybe I've been used to being alone so much. There's certain things I just want to do by myself. Yeah. But it's nothing personal. I just want to be by myself. I want to, do my little, guide things by myself. But then I also question myself: is something wrong with me? Or is it just what I prefer to do? Is this wrong and stuff? So in an essence, I mean, if the best thing for me would be just be in my own world. However, because of COVID, because of everything that happened, I don't know if it's God's, will or whatever. I just happened to live with people, but at the same time, I had a hard time with it because I was not used to that. So, but then because the COVID thing happened, and it became, maybe if I was just myself, I'd have gone crazy.
You would have.
I don't even know. Maybe because some people cannot handle it. Some people can, just get over it.
Even me, I like my space.
You like your space.
I
but sometimes
do.
You do
but
need
sometimes,
to talk to somebody.
like, you need people around you. Because I was like, that's the same thing with me. Like I told you before COVID. Even though like I did have my own space, I had friends, and I have friends and stuff. But we used to go out. That was our thing. Friday we went out. Saturday we went out. Sunday
the sweet tea, the Holy Ghost of the sweet tea is talking. But go ahead.
Then Sundays could have been brunch or whatever. But that was my lifestyle for a while. Right. And then COVID happened. Then having to nothing.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I think about you. That's when I throw those slugs when I'm talking to you. That's exactly what I'm trying to get you. But I think I feel better. I was like, maybe I should make it feel better instead of saying, hey, you're just sitting there by yourself. Are you not bored? I just say I'm like, okay, why am I saying that?
But no, that was like me doing what I'm doing is a personal decision. Like what I'm saying, when you're going through healing, when you want to be a different person, you are going to lose some friends in the process of it.
Of course.
And it's a life, like you have to it's a life change. Yeah. It comes with it. That's what I was telling you, like in the healing process. And that's why some people don't want to do it because they know deep down, yourself. If I start going through the healing phase, if I start digging into really figure out who I am, all these people, most of them, I'm going to lose them.
Exactly.
You know it.
Yeah.
But you don't know what's at the end of it. Like, you're like, damn. So like, if I go through this and I go away for a couple of months, or it could be a year, whatever, trying to get your life together, you're like, am I okay with losing all these people? And some people are not okay with it. And some people will be like, nah, I will know that you're my real friend when you are there for me, even if I'm going through all this, you're still there at the end of it. But that's life. Like at the end of the day, you got to choose you. You have to choose what's healthy for you, what you feel is healthy. If for you, health means staying connected to those people, good for you. But down the line, these people are going to get to a phase where they're going to get married and they're going to build families.
And you're going to be miserable.
And you're going to be...
You're going to be miserable. Like, oh, man, my friends are gone.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It happens. It does. And now you're that one friend out of... Everybody's moved on. Now everybody's coupled up, married. And now you're sitting there like, sheesh. So now I really am like kind of forced to really figure myself out. And then now you're looking at your age. You're looking at so many things. And now you're like...
Then that midlife crisis hits. Boom.
Boom.
Nah, you have some valid points. Do you see yourself... Do you want to have kids?
I do.
You have a number?
I mean, 2.
It's kind of scary to think about having kids right now.
It is. Right now when I think of kids, I'm like, oh, God. But I would hope to have kids.
Why
God
2?
willing.
Why only 2?
To be honest, originally it was 1. But
you upgraded it just last week.
Originally, for a long time, it was just 1. But then I was like, you know what? 2. Why I say 2? Because I'm an only child. And I would like for them to have someone that they can, when those moments, like to just have someone to talk to and express yourself to.
There's the only child syndrome and the first child syndrome, especially when there's a big gap. That's why a lot of firstborns, if they're so different from the rest of them, there's a little characteristics that whole abandonment happens, or getting used to be the go-to, then somebody else comes around.
Yeah.
And then the only child situation too is like, you start looking at all these other people with, I get what you mean.
Yeah. Now that I'm older, like when I was growing up, people was like, "Dang, you did like, were you okay?" I was like, "Yeah." I mean, I was fine. But then I started to realize once again the whole thing of realizing a lot of things. But I started to realize, the only reason I was okay with this is because I was always around cousins. Because I was living with my grandma or my aunt, so I was always around cousins. Yeah. So I never got to really experience the only kid syndrome. I
got you.
But then now that I'm older. I have moments I'm like, dang, if I had a brother or sister, like I would have somebody that I could rock up with and be like, yo, like let's do something. Like let's vibe, but I don't have it. So now I think that's what I was saying. Like originally growing up, I was like, 1 kid is fine. But now I'm like, I would want them to have each other. If things were to, at least they have each other.
I see what you're saying. It's funny because I read somewhere, we talk about Elon Musk every time. A while ago, he mentioned something, especially from like an engineering perspective, somebody like that. He said actually that's one of the biggest problems with humankind right now is humanity, because it feels like not a lot of kids are being born right now. He's saying it's actually went down. So this conversation that we just had about individuality and just doing stuff alone, it's a lot of people who don't even want to have kids. It looks like everybody's having kids, but that's not really what's going on. People don't have kids. That's why his defense is that he's playing his part, because he has about 12, 13 kids.
Nick Cannon.
So, yeah. And so I used to look upon those people like, man, it's but I guess now I just gotta say, at least they're building us up, because you can't have this world just a bunch of means.
But then like now, if he's having all these kids, right? We're gonna have a situation where
they're fatherless.
Not that, but when it comes to dating, y'all gonna be dating each other, like.
That's true, because it's a lot of the same family, but that's happening right now too. It's a lot of family. I've been seeing some crazy stuff. On Twitter. so the world is just interesting. It's even, I guess that's how it is every year, but we get to see it right now. It's just in a different place right now.
That's why they're trying to make people not abort.
That's it. Hey, what that was good. I was not gonna let go. What's your take on that? I think I have being the, again, judging you being the place that you see right now, I could see what your take would be on that.
What do you think my take is?
Of course, you for women's rights.
Yes.
So of course, because
like a bunch of grown men shouldn't be making decisions for women.
Yeah.
Let women do what they need to do with their bodies. Like, why? I mean, I understand from a Christian point of view, but even with that, like, once again, let people deal with their own bodies and make decisions for their bodies by themselves.
Yeah, it promotes like an unwanted power, because if you could tell somebody not to do what they have to do.
Do you know like what's about to happen?
The fact that it's being even talked about, it's being discussed, because I didn't even know it's not happening in Zimbabwe. The fact that it's a topic, it's crazy.
For them to have, that's the one thing that they decided was a 2022 goal.
It's a start for something.
This is not the beginning of. I mean, this is the beginning of something crazy.
Crazy, yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah.
It's about to be crazy from here because now I'm hearing birth control.
Oh yeah, I think that's I think again it goes back to politics and money because now I'm sure the birth control market is gonna be bigger. The company is gonna making
because now all those people they were avoiding birth control because they're gonna now go into it. But even with that birth control, I wrote a whole paper on research.
You had to write that in school?
Yes, I had to. For it was human rights and feminine something. I forgot the class.
This was before the Roe versus Wade?
Yeah, before.
Wow. Yeah. So they knew it was coming. That's why they
2 years ago I had to write a research paper on birth control and what like my point of view was and like researching and reading a lot of stuff about it. And I got to find out a lot.
Share some. I'm interested.
Birth control is actually not just controlling you, but it's actually controlling your health.
Yeah.
And most people who take birth control, I don't like to usually talk about like controversial stuff.
Well, you're a woman. You can talk about birth control. I can talk about cheating. You talk about birth control.
But no, like a lot of it's mostly like black women who are on birth control.
Yeah.
But it's bad. Like it's really the side effects that come with birth control and how when women vocalize that with their doctors and express what comes with it, because a lot of people experience anxiety with birth control. A lot of people, they're not told what happens like after, because some birth controls you end up actually not even being able to have children after you take it out. There's like a lot.
Yeah, well, say some crazy side effects.
Yeah. Birth control has side effects like and it depends which one. And some weight gain.
Yeah, I know
major
the weight gain. I know it.
Weight gain is like
all my girlfriends
one.
that were in birth control were gaining weight. That's one thing they didn't like. I just thought maybe I was, I had some healthy vitamins, but
it was the pills that they were popping. But no, it's a lot, and it was when it was started history-wise. It was started to control a lot. We'll talk about this outside of here because I'm not comfortable yet to talk about it. Like,
no, it's I'm glad. Thank you for sharing with that. But I mean, I had a feeling, there's a hidden agenda behind it because that's probably has a lot to even do with like I said, the market. Yeah. This whole weight thing. When things like this happen, I mean, it's obviously discussed just like we're doing with a bunch, like you say, a bunch of old people on their canes. And you have to understand that they've been talking about this for a long time. Yeah, they just didn't wake up and stuff. For this to come now, it's been talked about for a very long time. And they expected the pushback. They expected all the reactions, but they just ignored it because they knew. The way I look at life is like things are usually exactly what they are. It is what it is. It's nothing really. Things get complicated. Things have their own, different, point of views and things. But it's just... it's almost like even the whole COVID thing is very controversial, but when things happen, they happen before, because humans react. We don't proactively react. We just react after the fact. We quickly understand. That's why people can easily be fooled into anything. Yeah. That's why people can be frauded. That's why people can be scammed. That's why girls can be cheated on, because it's like you believe.
Why girls only? That's why guys
can be cheated on too. Cause so, but it's just because there's a whole lot of It's a mind game. It's a sales pitch. As a species, again, we all pitching to each other anyway. Mm-hmm. When you meet somebody, you're selling yourself to them. You're making them. It's either you got 17 packs, or you got a good nice pouch belly like me, or you got it's anything you got. It is. You find, because I'll tell you something. Even like as guys, we I'm sure girls do the same, because I mean, girls like usually. Thing is, girls are reactive more than proactive when it comes to like dating and stuff. That's the thought. Girls don't just come and just rub. I mean, today they probably do that. Now they come to you and just start rubbing themselves around you, like, what's going on here? But usually as a guy, you scope the situation, you see it, you're like, this girl looks like this, she smells like this, so I'm gonna approach it like this. If I see a girl who's wearing who's carrying a Gucci bag or something, I'm gonna try to find a tactic to show that what, I can afford it. It's just natural. If I see a girl who's over there with mud and stuff, I'm also go there I can do riding the boat and stuff. So you're gonna try to say stuff. So it's just So anyway, my whole point is that like you said, this whole thing, they knew about it. They had an idea. They made it. It's exactly as it is. They knew what's coming. They discussed it. They knew they had already figured out their PR. They knew how they would come back. They're gonna ignore it. And guns have more rights than people.
That.
And that's what everybody's saying.
That. So it's sad.
And I love guns, but there should not be any comparison.
That's what I'm saying. Like a gun is more important than a woman's health.
That's what I'm saying. Just thinking about that it's scary. But it's funny. Why does most of this stuff happen in Texas or start in Texas?
Didn't you hear? Texas is always that child that is stubborn that wants to stand out. That's Texas for you. And I heard that they're really trying to go back to being their own country, but they don't understand what happens with that. They're trying to be separated from a lot of things to do with the U.S., but they don't understand once you're separated from the U.S., like the owners of this state, they're going to come to claim their land.
It's a bittersweet relationship because, again, people we feel like Texas is free. They make you feel
that.
Well, that's how I feel when I came from Maryland. I'd rather be here than Maryland. I'll tell you that.
I've never been to Maryland, but I know you from what you told me. Have you been to Wisconsin?
No.
I've never been.
I mean, I love Wisconsin. There's nothing wrong with it. I just thought it was just a good one to throw in there.
I've never been. Do you know Texas has been rated like one of the worst places to live?
So why is everybody coming here?
Because land and cheap.
So that's what I'm saying.
Like it's cheap.
Oh, not anymore. It's like California
now it's going up because of that.
Yeah.
Because more people are coming here.
Yeah.
But Texas, I actually read an article today that said Texas is one of the worst states.
What would you rather live if you're not in Texas?
Actually, you know what? I don't know. Lately, I've been curious about going to scope out Washington, D.C.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You're a politician. What do you read? What are you studying again?
I'm not a politician. What the heck?
I don't meet so many people that want to move to DC.
No,
What attracts you about DC?
I want to scope it out. That's what I say. Scope it out.
I mean, if you think you're gonna see a whole lot more guys like me over there, if you don't think about it, it's not gonna be that.
Thank goodness.
I just got. I was just say that straight. That was a good response.
I'm looking for 76 packs.
Oh, you're going to get a lot of them from Corona. I'll say Corona. For, what is it, Corolla? What's the drink called?
Which one?
The alcohol, the beer.
Corona?
Corona. Okay, yeah. Corona. Oh, yeah. So it is the same word as the virus. I was trying to make sure, No, but anyway, I kind of sidetracked. When I was talking about the COVID thing, yes, I understood what was going on and stuff, but when they called it I was listening to another podcast earlier, and they're talking about because I feel the same way when they say it's a pandemic. Yes, it's a pandemic, but when they said a pandemic, I thought now a virus was going to handle measles and pox. People were just going to be walking around dying. Chickenpox.
What is it? Monkeypox
thing, which I don't understand either. I don't want to dive into it yet, because one thing I noticed about fitting into something, and I know these people were affected, and I understand. My prayers go to them and everything. But
my prayers go to them statement. Like,
okay,
I don't
I'll take that back because it sounds like it's really okay. But I really mean it. I don't understand because I don't have it. But okay, see, I have to be politically correct. See, we just talked about this, but it's already programmed in me that I have to correct myself. I did not need to correct myself. I didn't have to correct myself.
But
But I don't want to be. My uncle Pedro has. Okay, there we go.
Let's switch.
Okay, but anyway, so.
But no, speaking of Corona though,
uh-huh.
COVID, wear your mask, guys. If you're in Texas right now, wear your mask.
But that's what I was going to talk about. It's still a choice at the end of the day.
It is, but because I'm just saying.
I don't want to play devil's advocate. I think that's their argument. They say, because if they can tell you, force you to wear a mask, they're definitely going to force you to not abort. That's where the problem is. because it's all control. But at the same time, I just think the best way to say is just be healthy. You know,
Be healthy.
be cautious.
That's all. Be cautious.
You should, yeah. Did you get corona? A lot of people did get it. I think I got it right before it became in style. Because before they started sending people home,
and maybe because I know that because I know I did like I had
flu.
like a. But to me, I just thought it was allergies because that's what I get. So
oh yeah,
I was
that's what
just
I'm
like,
me too.
But then after like that week of allergies, that's when they started talking about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
because I had some crazy flu that I've never had before, right?
And a lot of people that was that I was surrounded by weeks before it came out, like they literally switched. 1 week it was another person, and they were taking all these things, and they're like, but it's not going away. I'm taking everything that I usually take when I get a cold, but it's not going away.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I don't know. And everybody went through that phase. Then boom. COVID.
I remember my job when they announced it that it started off as a rumor, we're gonna go home for a few weeks. It was fun. I was like, oh, I'm gonna work from home. Yes. But I was like, that would never happen. In America,
2 years later.
I remember it was like this. I remember just like it was yesterday. I was like, this country, you never, with my African voice, which is already happening right now. I said, America, work from home, everybody, that will never happen.
Never say never.
Now we're moving in office, we're working hybrid, we do 2 days a week, and life has changed. Now we're talking about
completely work from home, no hybrid, no nothing, full on work from home, school, full on.
How do you like that? Home. We talked about schooling from you pretty much teaching yourself.
In a sense, yeah. But then I was already doing that prior to COVID. But in a sense, because I was taking classes online.
But there's some people that want to go to school that don't have that.
There were classes that when we were going through COVID, that I was like, no, this class, the reason I picked it to be in person was because I wanted to
understand
I needed face to face and communicate, because now I having to communicate with my professor, I have to set an appointment to have a Zoom call. Or I have to email him to get an answer.
Zoom calling, Zoom schooling.
Imagine.
And that professor probably when he comes in there, he has all kind of background stuff, but he's pretty much
like last semester,
no shirt on. He's just
last semester
eating popcorn.
One of my professors, he had a huge fat cat. when we were in having class, the cat was just moving around.
That's all distraction
around
too.
Him. He even said it the first day. He was like, "Yeah, mind you, when we have our Skype calls, my cat is going to be walking around." And legit, the whole semester, that cat made sure we saw that he was there.
Wow.
He walked around he would walk across the keyboard, walk behind.
How do you even pay attention? When you guys do the Zoom calls, is it like everybody's connected or it's just one-on-one?
It was like everybody. So it was groups. Because now, my master's is all about group work. So it was groups. So it would be like group of 4 or 5. I think that one was group of 5. So it would be 5 of us. And we'd be discussing like our paper or a project to get feedback or if we have questions. So when we do that.
Do you know these people in the same class as you, or masters is really random people, right? You don't really know. It's not like a schooling setting where you're going to class together. All these people
that I've taken my bachelor's with to a master's, I've never met them. I don't know them. We just know each other because of the class, but we don't know each other as in person. After we're done with class, I have forgotten the names.
Yeah.
It's only a few people that I'm like, okay, I've seen your name like in several classes. Like now my master's, like I know that because we're all doing the same masters. So most of the classes we're taking it's going to be similar. Yeah,
well, I guess with higher education, there's always been that. Not always, but there's been some of that self-taught in general. Generally, you always have to do
masters.
You do projects and stuff. Yeah. But then my question is, do you feel satisfied, like from the educational perspective, that you've really learned something because you're really teaching yourself? It's like a guide, they're guiding you to teach yourself.
That's funny because my 22-page essay this summer had to do with that. We had to do a research for my school.
What kind of research is
it? Do you feel like online learning for an MBA program is good, or what have you learned? And has it been helpful in your life outside of just school? And what hasn't? What has worked? What hasn't? All that. We had to do literally a poll where we had to send out to different students so that they would answer, and then we'd gather all that and do a research.
The reason it might be different for different scenarios, because the reason I asked the questions was for somebody like me, I'm more like I do like the technical stuff. kind of things.
So
I'm thinking hands-on. So I'm thinking, if I'm doing special, like for say computer science, there's a lot of that stuff. If I'm gonna teach myself on that, then I'm relying. Maybe, but it's probably a good thing. Just you teach us. You be self-sufficient.
For stuff like that, they'll have labs.
They'll have labs, right? But still, I don't want to do a lab on the internet.
No, it'll be lab in person.
Oh, lab. You said a lab, like you have to go in there.
Yeah, you have to actually go in person for that.
Still, yeah.
Because I know, like, they had options. Like when I was picking classes, there were some options if it required a lab.
But you got that big old piece of pizza in the oven. You can sit there. You think you're gonna choose going on a lab?
Me, I enjoy my work from home.
I know you do.
I enjoy my work from home. I enjoy my school from home. I enjoy it.
Yeah,
I really do. Because I was one of those people who just hated being stuck in traffic.
Right.
Because that's what it was. Like I would drive to work stuck in traffic, and then I would have to leave work going to school. And my work was like in Richardson, and I'll be going to school to Denton. That was long.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So everything be online.
Yeah.
I'm like, bet I can wake up, roll over, grab my laptop. Good morning. How's everyone?
Probably in a shower, you in your pajamas, everything.
I work in my robe.
Oh my God! Well, that infamous robe. We're not gonna talk about the robe. We're gonna talk about the robe. But I get it. I was gonna say, man, she's getting all light skin and the skin is smooth.
Because I'm not going outside.
The sun is not hitting the skin.
I'm not going outside. I legit. I will shower and I will literally sit in front of my work laptop in my robe. Yo, I will FaceTime everybody and they're like, you in that freaking robe. Like, do you not wear clothes? I'm like, I'm home. Like, I'm not leaving. So what is the point? Let me feel like I'm still at a spa while I'm working. I gotta make the environments comfortable for myself
and fun.
I have to try different things because believe it or not, like if you don't spice it up sometimes it really can be drowning.
It can get so
I have to try.
It can get boring too,
and sometimes I gotta leave. Then sometimes if I'm bored I have to annoy you. I'll call you and then I have a few arguments with him. Then success.
Oh my gosh. And again, when I see that call, I'm like, okay, what did I do now? What happened now? What did I do? It's like getting a call from my dad to get sued. What?
Marvin, you know me. And now say, oh snap! I said your whole full name. You don't like that?
Yeah, we need to change that too. I actually say my own name.
Do you know what your name is saved on my phone?
Oh yeah, Mary.
Why would I call you Mary? Your girl?
I don't know. You get your boyfriends. You don't want them to know you're talking to a man.
No, you're saved as malware.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. I'm changing that very soon because, like we're talking about, what do you call it? The age thing, midlife crisis. Mm-hmm. I'm at a point right now where I'm very into photography. Oh. I'm very amazed by pictures. So yesterday, that's why I was in Fort Worth yesterday. I have my my new friend that I just met at a photo meetup.
Look at that! Look at that! You're already doing.
He's from Indonesia. Okay. Indonesia, and he's very good at photography. Like he does the film photography where he develops his own films and stuff. I was just amazed by how he does it. And he uses this whole equipment. He carries it with him and stuff. But his aesthetics, it just looks so nice. So he did he was when at the meetup he was taking pictures and everybody kept stopping to see how he was taking pictures because he had this old camera, like an old school camera where you'd actually take it. But just that whole process, everybody was amazed by it and the way the pictures came out, the colors, the quality and stuff. Anyway,
I was obsessed with photography,
I don't know why I am
for a
now.
long time.
Maybe because I'm appreciating,
like extremely obsessed.
So maybe now I'm appreciating how life is because my eyes are getting older. So why made you stop? It would be a good thing to have right now. Film and photography.
No, for real though, it's pretty good. But right now, like my life, I don't have time.
Just record yourself reading a book.
I'll get back to it.
Record yourself reading a book. There's people on YouTube. I heard ASMR.
Yes, I do.
I'm just gonna. I was gonna say I'm gonna start just showing my crunchy feet
people
on there.
Do
but I figure that's fan. That's fan. What do you call it?
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. I can't do that. I'm not a.
Yeah, people do interesting things. Even like people have the
girls
cleaning
are making
ones.
money on OnlyFans.
Oh really?
Oh really? You should come on.
I've never been on it.
All the famous no, I don't. I've never been on it either. What do you mean? I'm saying, but it's all over the internet. All these Disney ex-Disney actresses, actors, just putting their feet on OnlyFans, making $30,000 million.
I just started doing the same. I just started putting my toes on OnlyFans.
Now, but the ASMR thing, Marlon showed it to me. It was so weird.
But interesting, right?
Somebody's just chewing food.
Pretty much.
That's a fantasy to me.
Like people just watch and they're amazed by that. There was this lady who was eating
I'm gonna
seafood.
try that.
Have you ever seen that one?
No, I did not see that one. I just saw the ones Marlon showed me. That's all. My teeth are not good enough for somebody to be looking at them biting stuff. But I was just like, but I mean, I understand it now because I think we talk about this with right now people are more visual than they are, audio or I don't remember the word, but they like that's why the music thing, we all the trend is going away from like music where everybody was and their mom was either a singer, rappers. Now it's moving on to the film and video and stuff. It's just where the world is right now. People watch better than they hear. Now
all my friends like right now that's what they do. Everywhere we go, they're recording everything. And then they compile it and then they post it. Exactly. That's what they do. When I go out with them, I'm the only one. They literally come with their cameras and everything.
It's not for us. we just because like I was saying about the vlog, like my brother Marlon has always been like, even this whole podcast thing, it was because he pushed me so much. He said, I think you'd be good at podcasting. He like to talk, even the kind of stuff.
But you know what I think you should do with your podcast though?
What?
You need to have a time limit of how much you record.
Because it's too long?
It's long.
I have so much stuff to talk about.
I understand, but this is when you need, because as much as I listen to podcasts though.
Because everybody's fast. That's the problem.
First of all, everybody is a microwave generation. Yes. But there's no way.
That's the reason I did it this way.
I'm listening to 3 hours of podcasting.
That's the reason I did it this way. Because it's almost like how YouTube is. The formula for YouTube is 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. Because our mindset are used to TikTok.
Not even that. Our mind, how, like when you're talking, our mind in general, we can only pay attention for like a minute and something seconds.
But that's the problem. That's what I'm trying to fix.
Oh, you're trying to fix it.
I'm trying to fix it. Oh, me and a few other people in the world. Because the thing is, when I watch my nerd videos and stuff, they talk about this a lot. The thing is, we're still feeding to the same narrative if we keep doing this stuff. Because when you watch stuff and you're skimming through stuff, right? You're not giving your mind time to. That's what you get. You're not giving your mind time to actually process the stuff. Okay. It's because imagine they gave an example. Just think about it. You're in school. Imagine you're in school, you're doing every class is 5 minutes. You cannot remember that. It's a waste of time. So it's even damaging you more. And the bad thing about it, most people of course you watching might be good stuff, but most people are watching stuff that's not even important. And this is stuff that's really wrecking a lot of stuff. Like all these TikTok girls dancing, the adrenaline, and the next thing you're seeing him eating popcorn, and it's like it's bad. So because you're not really. That's why the schools are like 8 hours and stuff. Because for you to really consume the information to retain in your mind, it needs time. Mm-hmm. You gotta listen to it and stuff. But I get it. I just followed like the Joe Rogan format too, because I had trouble with this. I figured I want to value my guests. I want to have a conversation. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk, and this probably not the last time you're coming here, because if we rushing, and eventually I'm gonna cut them into small spaces, and then because like almost people do it on YouTube, they'll have 5 minutes, and make it all the controversial topics we talked about. I'm gonna make sure I feed the algorithm with those. Eventually, but I get what you mean. I just think about that too. But at the time,
No, I get it. Like
I invested too much into it to just come in here for 5 minutes. It takes.
I mean, of course, it's not gonna be 5 minutes.
2 hours to set up.
It's not. But I was just saying, like,
I get you.
It's open conversation. I like it. That it's like that. Yeah. But at the same time, too, like. Yeah. It's always good to make sure, like, at least you've given somebody, okay, we're going to be recording for 2 hours.
Yeah. You got trapped. Get out. You got trapped in here. I even locked the doors too when people coming in. So all those all the musical chair dates that you had, you better cancel them. That was all by this. I was like, she's not going. I was like, this girl trying to give me a hint that I got to go to my.
No, I'm just letting you know.
I know, I'm kidding.
In general,
but I'm really interested in that. I gotta go back and look into that.
You're the one who's talking about it. It seems like you're the one who's really wanting to go there.
I'm fascinated that something like that exists.
Yeah, it does.
But I'm not surprised.
Yeah, there's so many things that exist out there that we just don't know.
That's very true. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I just in my core audience too is adultish. So I'm hoping that adults, have nothing else to do than switch next. When you're driving, you kind of listen to this, but
yeah,
but nobody's driving.
That's why. But that's the thing. Like, I like podcasts for that. Mm-hmm. When I started listening to podcasts, that's when I used to commute. Going to work and school.
That's the problem, though. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah, now I had to, because I was so used to that, because that's how I would get into my podcast. Yeah. And then I would listen to it, get to work. Me then too. When I'm going to school, listen to another one and just do that. So now what I do, it's still a must for me. I have, especially for me, like I listen to mostly spiritual podcasts.
Right.
So I will play it like in the morning when I'm working. I play my podcast, like I connect it to my HomePod, and then I'm working as I'm listening. Yeah. And sometimes if like I feel like I actually need it, I wear my earphones and I work. And the only time that I don't listen to anything is when I'm actually doing schoolwork, when I'm studying. That's true. But when I'm working, I listen to podcasts. That's how I listen to yours, and I'll text you and I'll be like giving you my comments and giving you my little.
I'll be honest with you. When you first started doing it, I was a little self-conscious about it, because when I started doing this, I think I'm getting a lot more comfortable with it now. It was harder for me. It's when you think about it, it sounds easy. Like when I see like all the popular ones, I just say Joe Rogan and stuff. Yeah. But he had a podcast that really kind of inspired me before I did all this. I actually listened to it, and because he's very controversial. Mm-hmm. But the thing I take from him is just, even if he might be wrong, whatever he does is whatever, but the comfortability and the way he just handles it, he's not. I feel like we're talking about just doing it. He doesn't think too much into it.
Exactly.
He said he had these questions that you say. He said when he started, it was like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But then eventually he had to do what he wanted to do. He was just turn on the mic and just talk. Yeah. Because he used to get caught up into how many people are going to watch, who's going to have time. But he had to tell himself there's billions of people in this world. Somebody's going to be it's a statistic game. Somebody's going to be bored and they're going to listen to it all the time. And he said one thing about it too. It was so hard. He said if you see the very first few ones that he did was so horrible, and because that's where my consciousness was. I was like, what am I going to talk about? I in general don't even like how I sound.
Oh yeah,
a lot of people don't.
I that's one thing. My friend, she started a podcast. Oh, I mean, I can promote it here too, right?
Of course, that's what we do.
It's called Butterfly Soldiers,
and I'm gonna check it out.
YouTube. You should.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me about this.
So I told you, I was like, my friend, the one that wanted to.
Oh, okay.
Rent out this.
No, go ahead.
That wanted to rent out this place.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has a podcast she started.
Yeah.
Same thing. She released an episode that I am on Friday.
Right.
I listened to myself and I was like, oh my God.
That's why you're comfortable. That's why you're comfortable.
But when I listened to it, I was like, no, I don't like my voice.
Nah, that's how it is. Because when I'm talking right now, it feels like I sound like, good. Until I hit play. I was like, what the heck is this?
Exactly. That's how it is.
So what is this? What's the podcast about?
So her podcast is pretty much just like healing.
Okay.
She talks about healing.
Spirituality.
Yeah. She talks about how to, so far the episodes has been how to adopt when life changes or when something happens drastic in your life.
Right.
How do you move on?
Right.
Stuff like that. And then ours right now that we're talking about has to do with healing.
Yeah.
So it's different topics that we recorded. So far we've only recorded 2.
You never told me about this. I feel like I'm not supporting.
But
you never told me you started.
Oh yeah. She posted the first one with me. I just said that. She posted on Friday. I am yet to repost it on my Instagram. That's how much I've listened to it. And I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, I am going to post it. But we're talking about healing. We're talking about healing and spirituality and all that. And we're going to get more people. So if you want to be on ours, tell us.
No, of course. I definitely want to invite me.
We need a guy actually.
Invite me.
To talk about it.
Yeah, invite me. I'll be very, I'm open to, that's how you network. That's how you help. I'm open to go even on a different one. We could have your friend here too. We could have both of you here too. So you can fight me, But yeah, I'm definitely open to, I'm definitely going to check it out. Yeah, the one thing about it, I like to listen because I want to, improve, change. Because even imagine if I had watched that before we did this, I would have more questions to ask you and more stuff to talk about. But you know what they call about spiritual? Just everything. The spiritual podcast on YouTube, they call it spiritual porn.
Oh, there is.
Because not you're not your friend obviously, but these these people who do it, like you could tell, like you're talking about you know, like when you talk about therapy and stuff, you can tell that this person is just selling me selling me a dream. It's a lot of them now. They call him hustle porn too.
Oh,
they
really?
say you work things that you know how you can improve in life. You gotta get up in the morning.
Oh, those ones. Oh yeah, those ones. Yes, I've been watching the people on Instagram. I see them. I'm like, swipe up. Like, what the heck? Gonna play
Musk
me.
is to get up every 5 minutes and then
I see those. Or like the ones that would be like, if you want to be successful in life, you have to listen to this every morning. And I'm like, okay.
Nah, but that's great. So it's called Butterfly
Soldiers.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Check it out.
Now I'm always open
Guys,
to
check it out. Support my friend. Follow, like. She was also nervous. The same thing.
Nah,
she was
good.
nervous to start it too. She was like, oh my God, like this is a new thing for me. But she wanted to do it.
My first 3 episodes, my shit was so wrinkled. But at the same time, that made me strong. I mean, maybe this one might be wrinkled too.
I'm surprised I didn't make a comment about that.
Yeah, but but then that made me strong. I was like, that's cool, whatever. And the other one was even fuzzy, like, it was. But it's usually just in your mind. People are just listening. People are just watching.
People are just listening. Some of them, most of the time, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
When I'm listening to podcasts, as much as I would like to watch the video version,
but
sometimes, like in those situations where I'm having to work and I can't watch the video, I'll just play.
Yeah.
I think that's what I did with the first one. But then I'm nosy, so I ended up having to switch to YouTube because I wanted to see what you looked like so I could make fun of you. So I went to the video version. But the one with your mom, I watched the video version of it. Yeah. And I loved that one.
Yeah. That's good. Thank you.
I like it. So far, the only one that I haven't listened to is with your cousin.
Oh, yeah. That was very interesting because I'm actually glad I did that one because I was amazed with it. These kids are smart.
Yeah, they are.
Because the way you was talking to me, I like you said, you became the therapist and he became the host. I was like, what in the heck? This guy knows a lot. I mean, just what they know about politics, their thoughts. I'm like, oh, so these kids are listening. They know what's going on.
They do.
So,
and I love that. You see, that's what I was saying about like why I also want to be better. Like when I have children and stuff like that, even just for my own cousins or kids that I'm surrounded by. That's one thing that I've had to pay attention because usually when I go to a party or a house with kids, if you've ever noticed, you don't really give them attention. You just sit them for 2 seconds and then you just let them be and they do whatever. But now I'm trying to be more interactive with those kids.
Oh, she's ready.
Because there's always that there's something intriguing, and also you don't understand how that kid is going to feel when you leave, because they actually feel like they were noticed, like somebody paid attention to them, just didn't push them and just be like, they're kids, let them do. But even just give them attention for 10-15 minutes, that changes a child's brain.
That's true.
Even when they're speaking and you seem so intrigued in what they're saying, that gives them confidence. That when you leave, they'll have confidence, like, oh my God, somebody actually listened to me who's an adult, and they thought that I was brilliant.
Right.
Now, even if they were to interact with another kid their age, they have confidence that even if that kid is like, what you're saying is lame, they don't care.
The thing about kids too is at that age, they're so innocent that they tell the truth. They say exactly how they see it, like what we're not supposed to be saying.
That's how we're supposed to be, though. We're supposed to be like that, though.
Exactly. That's what I say. Because even my cousin, when he was my 11-year-old one, he just says it like he says it. You know what he told me? I told him, I don't know what I told him, because I told him to do something, and because he was being almost like, we're trying to go somewhere, he was taking forever, and I said, hey, go get ready and stuff, and I kind of made a comment that he didn't like, and I was just joking with him, and he goes, you know what, Melvin, you need to focus on finding a woman. I was like, he said you on stage 1, you on stage 0. And Marlon is on stage 1 and Mitch is on stage 2. I said, what does that mean? He's like, stage 1 means marriage, stage 2 is having kids. I was like, so you're not even on stage 0. You're on stage 0. You need to focus on that. And you want to get. I was like, I don't even know what to say. I was like, so he's been sitting here thinking that why is everybody else married and all this stuff.
Yes.
I was like,
yes, I was that kid. When I was growing up, I was that kid.
But you know what the parents would tell him? Stop, it's not right, don't say that, go say apologize and all this stuff. But he's saying what he sees. Because even me, I had to look at myself. I was like, yo, I'm going to Taffy's app and hey, what are you doing tonight? That's the tough love that we need,
But no,
we're getting from
kids.
What
I feel like if we were that honest with each other, the way kids are, if we were though, I feel like so many things would have been resolved and people would have understood each other, and people would not have this whole assumption thing, or people being offended would not be as deep as it is.
Not as deep as it is, yeah.
Because, you know, growing up in Zim, like, people used to offend us. We used to offend each other all the time. And if I think about it now, especially with now how here bullying is, we bullied each other a lot.
I went to boarding school.
That's what I was saying.
I gotta keep saying that.
We were bullying each other.
We were being bullied. It was nature. It had to happen too.
Yeah.
It was part of life. And
but I think that's what gave us the tough skin that we have, though.
Yeah, exactly. My grandma still does it right now. Not bully me, but she'll make comments that most people would not make out here. But this other thing is, the funny thing is, because we do that, even my mom. But we have to hold it back and say, Mom, you know, we in America. You can't be saying that. But over time, I realized, okay, she's saying this stuff because that's just how she's just open-minded. She just whatever is coming, that's how she's saying it. You know, so it's like, but you know, it's
become such a. We're now in a very sensitive world, and being in a very sensitive world has also made us not really be ourselves.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not myself.
We have to
sugarcoat.
We have to shrink ourselves.
Yeah.
We have to try to fit in. And it has happened so much. That's what I was telling you. Like, now I'm at a phase in my life where I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to be who I am. Either you like me, you like me. If you don't, it's okay. Because for a long time, I was leaving the whole thing of just having to please other people, but you're not pleased. Because, fine. You please other people. You care about these people. But at the end of the day, you start realizing that you do all of these things for these people, but they will still leave.
They'll still leave, yeah.
They will still talk. They will still not think about your feelings. They won't consider your feelings. They won't consider anything to do with you when it's their turn. But you are stretching above and beyond and making sure that you don't step on toes, making sure that you don't offend them because you actually understand them. Because I'm one of those people, like, if I'm your friend, I understand you, especially if you come to me and you tell me about your life, you vent to me, I get you. I understand, okay, when I talk to him, he's going to be offended if I say 1, 2, 3 because I understand his history. I understand that there's certain things he hasn't healed from. So because of that, when I talk to you, when I bring certain things to you, I have to think about how I'm going to deliver that to you.
Yeah.
Because I'm still respecting where you are right now, like mentally, emotionally, everything. But one thing that I did too much of that, I feel like I babied so many people by doing that, yet I was still not serving me. And that's what I was telling you, that when you now switch and you start being yourself, people will start being like, you're being fake.
Right.
But what you don't understand is I wasn't being fake, but I just literally was caring for you and who you are.
For your feelings.
For your feelings and for everything.
You're doing it for them.
Yeah, but then when it's in turn reversed and it's you, they don't care.
That's how it is.
That's what I'm saying. So you end up getting to that point where you're like, you know what? I'm just going to be me. If you're going to be my friend, you're going to be my friend.
Yeah.
If you don't feel it, it's not your vibe, it's cool. But that's what I'm saying. It took a lot. I had to do a lot of healing. I had to do a lot of having to go through certain relationships that open your eyes. And you're like, you know what? Hey, it's okay.
That's
it's
good.
okay.
I'm glad I came in at the right time. With that, I think...
You did not come at the right time because the beginning of our friendship...
What do you mean? I'm always been...
you were rude.
But
anyway, we won't even go there, but you were rude.
I wouldn't be still here if that was the case. I think I did a good job because I
seen
them come and go.
We didn't talk for a while.
I see them coming, but I came back.
But I'm just saying.
I think
we also fell off. But we
to me, that tells me that I did something good. The fact that I came back.
You grew up.
I grew up.
You matured.
I was growing up. What you mean?
You matured. And I was like, oh, thank you, God. Prayers have been answered. Amen.
Oh, they haven't fully been answered on this side. I'm still going to check. God is making me think twice. I don't know why.
I don't know why you've been praying, but my prayers have been answered.
Nah, but I do I do appreciate your place in my life, just like anything else.
Aww.
No
what do I get for this?
My friendship. What do you mean?
Listen,
we just had a conversation about this.
Dealing with you.
So I'm just
dealing with you.
No, but I'm saying, I really appreciate it. I mean, some things I'm not good with thank yous and
I think a lot of African men are not good with thank you.
Yeah, we not.
Y'all don't know how to say thank you, but you try to do it with action.
What do you mean? Because that we trying to do with action.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how y'all do it.
Yeah.
Like, you do thank you by action, but not by saying.
Yeah.
But I feel like y'all need to learn to express it to sometimes. It's okay to say it once in a while.
I'm gonna yeah, what I learned from these conversations, I'm gonna come to one of your therapy sessions and maybe see you can help me out. So then I can do these things. You may as well. You may as well be. Then I can start doing these things and start thinking, learning all this stuff. But
it's good though. I like that you're open to learning. Yeah. That's good. I like people who are open to learning.
I am. I'm very, I'm out there.
You're out there.
No, I mean like I'm open to learn. I didn't think twice about that. But it's been a pleasure having you, Taffy.
Thank you. Hopefully next time everybody will be here.
Of course we will. I didn't know what to expect being here by myself. I told my co-host, I told Marlon, it's just going to be me. I don't know, talk to. I'm scared, I don't know if I should bring my, I don't know how long this would last, but of course, it would never end because I'll keep talking. I have a lot of topics I didn't even touch on,
We talk too much.
We talk
you
too much.
You and I, when we talk, we do talk.
We should be the one hosting this podcast, maybe. Because I am, like you said, you're looking for a male. I'm looking for a female, actually. But we'll talk about that later. So, my audience, next time I have a new unfamiliar face, the next podcast, ask me questions. So,
it'll be fun.
Very. So, yeah. But, other than that.
It's been real. Such is life. I had fun.
Thank you for coming. Hopefully, next time, the space will be a lot different, better. We're still building as we go. We just couldn't wait. But,
so far, it looks good, though.
Yeah. So, I'll close it out the way I do it every time.
Okay, how do you close it out?
Oh, yeah, next time we're going to talk about your tennis. Didn't you play tennis before?
Me?
Oh, I thought you did some
tennis?
sports?
Basketball, not tennis.
Basketball. Oh, I see, I got my sports
wrong.
I'm old, so I can tell the difference.
At tennis.
I can't tell the difference between a basketball and a tennis ball. The only reason I say that because most of my girlfriends, they play tennis, so maybe I should remember.
Maybe you have a thing for tennis girls. Maybe that's why you need to be hanging out.
That's why I'm not with you.
That's why you need to be hanging out. You need to start hanging out.
I need Sierra Williams.
No, Sierra Williams.
My dog's name is Sierra. Serena Williams. I want you, baby. That's what I should be saying, right?
Yep. That's where you need to go.
Nah, but thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
I had fun. This was fun. I didn't know what to expect to because, like I said, you and I were usually arguing for the most part.
I purposely do it that way because I just like to just go in and just talk. Because if I plan it out, it's gonna start too scripted.
Yeah.
Eventually, maybe I will if there's an ongoing problem going on in the world. Do I really need to be scripted? But this is good. We'll have some more to talk in the future, and this is gonna be the first. So. But anyway, like I say, the topic, the name of the podcast is Such is Life. So I'll close it out and with our motto, which is it is always better to accept reality. Or any accident or misfortune. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm listening to what you're saying.
As life is unpredictable and the results are not always in our hands. Such is life.